ticket.
That's a winner!
Good Saturday morning live at DraftKings at Casino Queen. I haven't been here in about 3 weeks. John filled in a couple weeks. We took last week off. I wasn't feeling too good last week, and we're back to normal, feeling great. Back at DraftKings at Casino Queen. Clemson, John.
Got a lot of action today, David.
Yeah, a lot of action today, a lot to cover.
A lot of action. We got fighting. We got bank shots and backboards. We got Hail Marys and slants. And some hockey, of course. We talked to Pat yesterday on 590 The Fan about some hockey. So, yeah, a lot of action going on.
Every day, but the playoffs, we'll definitely get to that. We have Micah Mills joining us in the second hour today. Big fight card coming on tonight, and we're going to get his opinion on how to wager. He's been spot on every time we've had him on talking about these fights. And
that's just what Micah does. I mean, Micah knows the fight world, man. It's when you start talking to him, you're like, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about. So it'll be exciting to have Micah that second hour for sure.
It's nice to have everybody we have on has so much good and new information that we cover, man. I've learned so much in this process since we started this. It makes me feel like I should be betting on a lot more than I do. Than I already do.
Yeah. Well, we had some crazy bad beats last week. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but there was a $40 to win $1 million first touchdown scorer parlay that someone had, and they
how many legs was it?
5 legs.
5 legs. So what was the 40 paying?
40 paid $1 million.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. One of the last legs of it was Justin Jefferson, first touchdown scorer, and I don't know if everybody's seen this one, but I'm sure you can look it up. The first touchdown, he scores it. I'm sure the guy's celebrating. And then 30 seconds later, let's go to the booth. Let's review it. And they find out Justin Jefferson's leg, his knee was down as he reaches for the end zone and the pylon. And
I don't see the big deal here.
He was down by about a foot.
It wasn't even a touchdown.
They called it a touchdown on the field.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't even close.
It was close.
I'm totally kidding. By the way, if I had the ticket, I'd be sick to my stomach.
Oh, I'd be sick. For 30 seconds, you think you won.
$1 million on a $40
to win $1 million. And then the replay official, the replay booth takes it away. That was a terrible beat. Just a terrible beat.
Well, listen, the booth didn't take it away. His knee took it away.
Well, I get it. But,
I know we don't like to look at it. Like, that's not as good a story.
Let's rewind 25 years ago. There is no replay booth. And the guy hits
you're right. But, there was no first touchdown 25
There was no first touchdown score. DraftKings didn't have that 25 years ago.
Yeah, right. So there we go, right?
Yeah.
But, yes, if you bet the game, it changes the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Speaking of the game, and we're going to be a little bit all over the place because we got so much to cover, but, man, that Jacksonville game was so much fun. What happened to the Chargers in the second half? They just didn't come out of the tunnel.
Well, I think Jacksonville stopped screwing up in the second half, too.
Yeah, that's a big part.
They handed them that game in the first half.
Yeah.
But, their mindset, there's clips of Trevor on the bench and just telling his team, it's only the second quarter. Let's go. Let's get back in this thing. Bam, touchdown before the half, 27-7.
Yep.
And guess who gets the ball to start the half? Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, 27-14.
Right back in it.
Now it's a game.
Yeah.
So he's never been out of any game, man. He's a tough quarterback. There was a game he was down 16-0 against Ohio State in the playoffs. And Clemson comes back and wins that game after being down 16-0 to the Buckeyes. Trevor brings them back and wins the Fiesta Bowl there and gets to the national championship in 2019 with Clemson after being down 16-0 to the Buckeyes. So he did it last week. And then he ended the playoff celebration with a trip to the fine dining establishment of Waffle House. The fine dining establishment.
All I heard all I heard was Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday.
Yeah, there's the Saturday thing. I don't know how, obviously, growing up watching Clemson, I, watched a lot of Trevor, throw a football, but I don't know how I feel about today, man. I think they might be in a little bit of trouble today.
I don't think so.
I don't have my hopes high today.
I
Man.
do have my hopes high.
I think KC's getting 30. I don't know if Jackson. I don't know if Trevor can get 30 in the end zone, man.
Oh,
I hope so. I'd love nothing more.
I'm taking the 9. I sprinkled a little money on the money line, plus 350.
Yeah.
Give it to me, right?
Yeah.
Plus 9 on our radio show last night. I looked at it and I like the under in the Giants Eagles game.
Okay.
And I'm going to tease. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus 15 and do the under in the Giants game. Move it to 54.5. What's the line? What do we got here, DraftKings? What do we got the line at?
Look it up. Giants under.
Yeah, look at the Giants under. I haven't made the bet yet, but I want to see if we have moved to 48.5. That hook, if you do a teaser and you tie one of the legs, you lose.
Yeah, it's 48.
So it's 48. So, yeah, I mean, you can do a 6.5 point teaser, just going to pay a little more juice. So, which I might do, move it to 15, do the 6.5 point teaser, move it to 15.5 and 54.5. That hook is not only the hook, but you tie one of the legs on teaser, you lose.
Yeah.
So if you move it, that's why I don't like half points on teasers. I never have.
Yeah.
It's worth the extra juice to pay for the hook.
If you're going to take the Eagles today, then there's no reason to lay 7.5 when you can buy it down a half point. Don't lose 31-24. Don't lose the bet 31-24. So move that down to 7 for sure. If you're going to take the Eagles and lay the points. But I've got Giants in a teaser. I got Giants plus 10 in a teaser.
All right, I want you to see all these tickets here from the kiosk at DraftKings.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of them. They've given us,
so this is a book. John is making his own book.
That is I missed one on this one. Let me tell you what this one was. All right, yesterday we had Ball State, Kent State. We had Kent money line, automatic winner. They beat.
What was the money line?
They beat the Muncie, Indiana Ball State by 20.
What was the money line?
380.
Okay.
Minus 380. Right. They beat Ball State by a lot. Ball State didn't. There's some famous alums coming out of Muncie, Indiana, and Ball State.
Great movie.
Yeah.
What was the movie with the bowling with what's his name? You know, come on, where he has the fake hand and he bowls. Muncie.
Kingpin. Kingpin's a Muncie, Indiana reference.
I know we're all over the place, but it's okay.
Yeah, Kingpin. The Fighting Kingpins from Muncie, Indiana. So Kent State killed them. I had that one. I had Niagara plus 10 against the moving company, which is Ryder. So I had Niagara plus 10 points. That was a close game. Ryder's not good enough to beat anybody by 10, neither is Niagara. So just take 10 points with either one, you're good. So I had Niagara plus 10 against the Ryder, the moving company.
Niagara against Ryder.
Yeah, Niagara versus Ryder. Yeah. So I followed Ryder, the moving company.
Yeah. So tell them how you really picked Ryder.
Oh, I seen a Ryder moving truck on the way in yesterday. And I said, hey, does Ryder play today? They did. And I looked at their schedule and said, they don't beat anybody by 10, or they don't get beat by 10 against a similar opponent. So,
for all of you that know, this is John's handicapping strategy, which I know a lot of people do.
I've seen the moving truck. You've
seen the moving truck. How can you not bet it?
Yeah.
Right?
The moving company.
I'm sure when Micah comes on a little later, he's a little more in depth in his statistics.
All jokes aside, I've been following Ryder in that conference. So it wasn't just a blind, hey, there's the moving truck. But it is a good reference.
Week number 5, David has maybe 6, I think. David still has not received his Clemson T-shirt.
Well,
and
I'm waiting.
I've lost over 20 pounds to fit into a large.
We might have a little celebration with the shirts, so I'm gonna wait. We got a good basketball team, David. I'm not getting my hopes up high because Clemson basketball breaks your heart harder than you have ever imagined historically. So I'm not going to get my hopes up high, but I'm going to see how the rest of January, the beginning of February play out with my Clemson Tigers. We're first in the ACC. So that's huge.
What?
First in the ACC.
What does that have to do with my T-shirt?
Clemson T-shirt.
I know. So
yeah.
If I can't wear it, I can't root for it.
I know. If we make it, there's nothing to root for yet because I don't want to jinx it. We're doing good. I don't want to give you a shirt and talk about yay, Clemson basketball. Hey, we're making a little. Let's put the brakes on. Let's see how the rest of January, beginning of February goes. And if we're still first in the ACC then hello,
I don't
we
believe,
might have some
I don't
Clemson
believe,
basketball to
I don't believe
celebrate.
there's a T-shirt for me.
You don't think I bought everybody in the world a Clemson T-shirt? I come to the counter, David. I go to Tiger Sports Shop, shout out Tiger Sports Shop, and Tiger Town Graphics.
Imaginary credit card. Imaginary credit card
that'd
used
be a good one to
for the
have.
imaginary T-shirts that that exist.
No. I go to the counter. Can you imagine what I have, David? I've got,
I bet there's a lot of people like that though.
there is.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm just, it's like the Cardinals here. A lot of people love the Cardinals. A lot of people love Clemson back home. But nevertheless, my next pick was Iona money line against Manhattan. Oh, did they make us sweat this one? Manhattan is awful. Iona's the best team in the conference, and Manhattan took them to overtime.
What was the money line on that?
Big money line to go to overtime, minus 450.
Wow.
And Manhattan took them to OT.
So let's go slow with this because we're talking about a ticket, right?
Rick Pitino coaches Iona.
How many legs do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs.
Okay.
So 6 legs.
So it's very hard, and we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's very hard to lay 350 to win 100, and you have to put a lot of money on that to be profitable, and you have to hit a lot.
In the
if
long
one
run,
goes wrong,
because
you got to hit
one
4
goes wrong, you're going to lose the 400.
So when you're constructing a multi parlay ticket, to me that's the only way you're gonna. And I hate to say a parlay, there's value in it, but that's the only way to make it where there's value for betting a minus 350, 400 team, right?
Absolutely. For example, I did Iona money line, and let's see what the final score of that one was. I don't think they covered the spread, is my point. So if I wouldn't have done the money line, yeah, it was an 8-point game. They didn't cover the spread. So if I don't do money line and lay the 450, I lose the ticket.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But if you're going to bet the game flat, right, which means just single ticket, you can adjust the line a little bit, but you're not.
You can. I think you can bring it down 7 points here.
Yeah.
At DraftKings.
But what I'm saying is, you're not. There's no value in betting minus 450 on anything.
On a single ticket, sure.
Unless you bet $1 million, right?
Yeah, you got to bet a ton,
$100,000,
and don't do it in the long run because you lose one, you're giving it all back.
You got to win 4,
just
to be even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So next pick on this 6th pick was Siena money line against Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's awful. Siena covered, no problem. They ran away in the second half. Next one is a team that's running away with the conference in VCU. VCU Richmond. I did an alternate on this. I did VCU plus 7. Didn't need the 7. This went off as like a pick'em, -1 or a pick'em. But I moved it to VCU plus 7. They won by like 12 to 15. It wasn't much of a game. And then the last leg. This was $100 to win 361. So 3.5 to 1, basically. The last leg I missed, David. The last leg, Knicks and Hawks under 240. Okay? You know how many points they scored in the first half? 138. I've got under 240, the last leg of the ticket, and they score 138 in the first half, and I know I don't have a shot. Yeah, they need 103 in the second half to beat me. They just scored 138 in the first. I'm in bad shape.
You're in bad shape.
So, yeah, I didn't even have to sweat this one thanks to the
We're not going to go
Knicks
through
and
all
Hawks
those
scoring
tickets.
500,000 points.
But you do have some winners in there.
I've got some winners.
We're not going to go through every game, every ticket.
I've got some winners.
Let's talk about the winners.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. We want to win. So you
This-
got some winners in there.
Yep, this was a little $10 to win 150, so 15 to 1. No, this one. No, that's the football one. Wrong one. These are the two winners here. So I had 260 in play. That's what I risked. 260, and I'm bringing back 600. 260 to win 600 on all these tickets. So I brought back 600. So it's a profitable day.
Yeah.
Good profitable day.
Yeah.
So the two winners were Ball State, Kent State over 65. This was the first half. First half, Ball State, Kent State over 65 was in bad shape to start the game, David. They scored 22 points the first half. The first 10 minutes of the first half, they scored 22, David. I need over 65. in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, it got there. They went on a run like you wouldn't believe. Three-pointer, bucket, free throws. So it got there. I think they scored 69 or 70 first half. So Ball State, Kent State was a winner. Nuggets money line against the Pacers. Nuggets at home, they're rarely going to lose that game to the woeful Pacers. And I did a Avalanche Canucks over 4 alternate line on the over for hockey. And the last leg of this, $44 to win 146 was over on Sacramento Kings Thunder 232. Actually, did that one not go over last night? No, it did. Oh no, it didn't.
So it's not a winner?
113 and 118.
What is the total? What is
That's
231?
231.
Yeah. Did you lose it?
Over 232.
Oh,
Dang. I thought I had that one in the bag.
But no, I'm gonna put it in this pile.
Dang. Well, at least this one's for sure a winner. This is a big one. 40 to win 440.
Yeah, that's it.
Winner. Dang it! I thought I had that one, David.
1 point. See, that's what.
Listen to this too. I got over 232. First quarter they score 65. Second quarter they score 60. Third quarter they score 54. I just need 53, David. They score 52.
Gambling.
Scam. That was the scam of the night, folks.
It's always a scam. It's always a scam when we lose.
The fact that you don't get there on 232 on the Kings and Thunder, what a joke. That was the scam of the night.
Scam of the night.
So we're bringing back 445 on 260.
Okay.
I thought it was 600.
That's all right. It's profitable.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about a parlay. Here we're gonna talk about a little bit of parlay. We were on 590 last night before I got verification. It was just, when you get things secondhand, it's not always correct, right? Some things when you get secondhand through somebody who knows somebody.
In the world of journalism now, the source is the guy in the bathroom stall next to me. That's everybody's source.
So that's kind of like what we talked about last night. So I got a little wrong information last night, and I talked to the source. I talked to the guy with the ticket last night, and I was hoping he would be here this morning, and maybe he might.
That's the best source you can have. Is the guy
he
with
might
the ticket.
actually just walk by here and join us. I told him to be here by 9:30 if he's up.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't think his name's Josh, and hopefully he joins us. But we talked about this yesterday on 590, and so what it was a $37 18-team parlay, right? So heading into the weekend last weekend, he had the 49ers money line. His last three were the 49ers money line, Buffalo money line, and Cincinnati money line. We got a little feedback, so I'm just going to move this. John, move that a little bit. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I thought I was under the impression that he let it ride and went all the way through for the $41,000 prize. We thought it was $47,000, so it was a little inflated. And he had certain buyouts throughout the time, but he did take the buyout during the game. He did. He said, "I said, what was the offer when they were up 9-0? When Cincinnati was up 9-0?" And he said the offer was $31,000, and he didn't click the button then. But he did. He did tell me the scenario where they were. Cincinnati was 3rd and 16, and Baltimore got the ball back, and he clicked the button when it said 18K. So he took 18K.
Baltimore got what was his? It was money line, Cincy money line.
Yeah, but at that point in the game, I don't know if that was first half. Like I said, I'd like to have him to discuss the ticket, but yeah, he definitely cashed out.
So that was third quarter or fourth quarter?
That's what I was saying. I didn't have time to really sit back. Russell got a little feedback on mine. If we can work on that, or maybe I can work on that. Anyway, so 18K. He cashed out for a $37 18-teamer. Congratulations to Josh. I don't want to give out his last name until he's on the show, until we get his approval. But very happy for the young man who made a nice score. We all look to make those kind of scores. I have yet to hear of anyone ever hitting. By the way, he would have won. He would have won. So he did actually hit an 18-team parlay, which
cashed out early.
He just cashed out a little bit early.
I'm trying to see what an 18-pick parlay on minus
well,
110.
There's a lot of money lines and stuff that stuff that goes along with that, but yeah.
A 10-pick parlay is 642 to 1 on minus 110.
Yeah, but that's using against the spread.
Yeah, that's minus 110.
Yeah, these are against the spread. So I'm not finding there. This is what I want. I think lost connection. Try reconnect. Are we losing? Are we good? Can somebody send me a chat that we're good to go? Brent, you need bet. Oh, here we go. Okay. You need balls of steel to bet NBA unders.
Yeah. Well, it was the Knicks.
I agree with that.
And the Hawks, and I teased it to 240.
But here's the thing about betting NBA this year.
I'd usually do overs.
Years. But here, listen to me. Listen to what I gotta say. Betting NBA unders, betting NBA anything, you're not getting the right information until 5 minutes before the game. It's like with fantasy. I think betting the NBA has to be the most difficult thing to bet.
Yep.
In general, much less you're not getting the right information until 5 minutes before the game. So unless you're here or on your phone or wherever you are, getting the information and then making the bet right before the game, how can you come down and do like you do, right? It's a guessing game. It's a guessing game. So I personally, I'm all for betting on anything. I don't know crap about the NBA, but I want to tell you. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know anything about the NBA, but I don't know a lot about the NBA. But I'm certainly not going to put money on with not knowing the right information. It's a guess, right? Let's all, I don't like to guess as much as, I don't like to.
Yeah,
I don't like
they
that
sit
much.
them for reps.
Come down here, this beautiful sports book. There's so many other options for me to. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, but it was a profitable day yesterday, though. So we'll take that anytime we can get it.
I'm texting Russell. So what do we got? What do we got next?
A lot of action today. The noon games. I've been riding the Charleston Cougars too. They're cracking the top 25 at 18. They're 20-1.
Who are we talking about?
Charleston.
Yeah. Charleston.
Yeah, they're 20-1.
Well, wait a second.
Ranked 18th in the country.
They were minus 20.5 last night
against Monmouth.
Not last night. The night before.
Against the 1-17 team.
The night before.
Yeah.
So
they were losing at the half.
So, all right. Before I left for the station last night, okay. High Noon, which is a show with Nate Lucas.
Yeah, Monmouth is in Charleston.
And Bob Ramsey. I'm going to get to this. So Nate Lucas and Bob Ramsey have a show every day on 590 The Fan from noon to 2. And I've been fortunate enough to be on several times already in the last month. Bunch of fun with these guys. But so they're at Jimmy's Place on Dorset Road every Friday from Bob Ramsey's not there, but Maddie and Nate and Dave Solomon, who we had a couple weeks ago. They do it from Jimmy's Place. And I decided to stop in because I live right around the corner from them.
Yeah, and that's noon to 2?
It's noon to 2.
Yeah.
So I decided to stop in, and so I went on the air with them the last 20 minutes, and Maddie was telling me about a 6-teamer he hit. How cool is that?
Wow.
He had a nice 6-teamer.
Was it money lines or?
He hit it all over the place, but it was I think it was 15 to win 243. Nice score,
243,
right?
60. Yeah, it was money line.
Yeah. So almost 20 to 1, 18 to 1.
My money line specials, I like them.
Yeah, 18, 17 to 1. All right, great, right?
Sure.
But he was talking about another parlay where his one loss was Charleston, and he was given 20.5.
Yeah.
He's like, how does Charleston not cover 20.5? I'm like, 20.5 is a big number in a game like that. What do you think about that? I thought 20.5 was a big number.
Yeah. Did he tell you who they were playing?
I don't know. You have to look it up. It was they were given 20.5.
Yeah, I know who they were playing. I was asking, I know it's 20.5. They were playing Monmouth. Okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That was it.
The Monmouth Hawks, David, are 1-18. 0-7 at home. Charleston's really good. But they got off to a bad start. They got off to a slow start, and it was 31-28 Monmouth at the half. It was minus 1,400 on Charleston to win the first half. Minus 1,400. They lost the first half. Yeah. So.
Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I'm trying to, so you guys don't have to hear this feedback. I'm trying to fix this.
Yeah.
Russell is with us. God, I'm so glad we had Russell this morning.
This morning, yeah, he was
I don't know
remotely
if
helping us.
yeah,
He's in-
he's out of town
Yeah.
and he's helping us out. Russell, if you can hear me, I know you can. Still a little feedback, trying to fix it myself. Can't. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Somebody chat in. Let me know how the sound is. I would appreciate
let
it.
us know how
Because
we're
we want to
doing,
get it
guys.
right. We won't even have to hear to listen to this bad audio.
But Charleston was his last leg of another parlay.
I think so. Yeah, he went
didn't
five.
get the
Well, he
Charleston
went 4 or 5 or 5 or 6.
Unplug the second one, you think?
No, don't unplug it yet. Yeah, unplug the second one. See if that does it. Here, is this your? This is it right here. All right. See if.
There we go.
All right, we'll have to worry about it when Mike gets here. That was it. Okay.
But yeah, Charleston
All right.
was a tough beat because Monmouth is 1-18 or 1-17.
Yeah, that's what he said, and that's what Maddie said. And anyway,
Charleston's going to be a team come tournament time. Watch out for the Charleston Cougars. Watch out.
Okay,
for the,
so speaking of, let's talk about this, right?
Yeah.
Remember last year, you did football with us last year. You weren't regular on the show.
Yeah.
But
2021.
In 2021, but we did our first annual, the winning ticket
March
Madness bracket.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance, go to the winning ticket Facebook page, winning ticket 21, because you'll see the prize that we gave out, and it's way cool. Our former producer and on the show was Robert Hickman, and he had a great idea for us to have a tournament, a winning ticket contest, and we gave away this unbelievable championship belt, 6-pound championship belt.
Championship belt. Yeah,
we're gonna have to post some pictures of this thing again. But I want to tell you, this
and we'll certainly do something for this.
It was expensive, by the way, and the only reason why I say that is because it's not just a toy. I mean, it's not just like a plastic.
That's 6 pounds.
It was 6 pounds of championship belt prize, and we're gonna do it again this year. We had about, I think, 45 people enter our first annual one, and I have a feeling we're gonna have several hundred this time.
Yeah.
Especially with the audience that we've grown and have, and it's absolutely free.
Yep.
And we're gonna order. I'm gonna get on the horn Monday and order our second annual
March Madness
belt.
Yep.
And it is going to be a bunch of fun, and we'll post some pictures of what the prize is. It'll be completely free. We'll set up the bracket, so you guys will let you know how to enter. But it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
We're going to bring our guy Noah Van Bree back. He's gonna be coming back.
He's always fun. He covers the small schools with me. I can't get any love around here for the small schools.
No, because I don't. You guys, I follow
the American East.
You know what I follow?
The MAAC.
I follow Mizzou.
The Big Sky. The Big South.
Mizzou.
The SoCon.
You're not gonna let me finish. I follow Mizzou. I follow SLU, and I follow Arizona State, and that's it.
I got you.
I got no time.
Arizona State was another scam the other night. Everybody took them +6. I had them in a ticket. I teased it up to 12. They're at home. They're playing really good. They got 3 losses all year. UCLA's coming into Tempe, coming into Arizona State.
Should be a close game.
Yeah, should be a close game. I got 12 points. Arizona State's covering 38 minutes of that game. They don't end up covering.
That's brutal.
What a scam.
Last 2
minutes. They led for a lot of the game, too. They don't even cover.
Last 2 minutes, they don't cover 12.
Let me see the final score of this.
Yeah.
UCLA.
So
ASU.
we did.
No, they did. They can lose by 4.
They lose.
No, that's football.
Not it. That's football. That's not the right score.
That's football.
50-36 is not.
Speaking of 36, did you see Minnesota Purdue?
Second.
The 12.
It tied.
It tied.
It tied. They
lost by
12.
Something else on the ticket, but
yeah,
they lose by 12 and don't cover the 6 line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost something else on it.
Okay, so what's Arizona State's record?
Arizona State 15-4. They had 3 losses.
15-4.
And they covered most of the game. They led at half 35-30. Somebody hit a half-court shot.
What's the chances of Arizona State going to the tournament?
Going to the tournament? Yeah, they're 15-4.
Well, they're not. It's not done.
As long as they don't fall off the face of the earth and lose
saying.
every game from here on out, then they're a lock.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I will have to waste some money and put $10 on.
No. Arizona State ain't winning the dang national championship.
That's the fun part about the tournament is
you can put them to make the Sweet 16 or something.
I've lit $10 on fire many of times in my life. You want to book it?
This is terrible.
You want to book it?
Huh?
You want to book it?
Yeah. I ain't gonna let you pick Arizona State.
No,
to win
I'll
the
let
tournament.
DraftKings and Casino Queen take all my action.
Oh,
and I'll give them the $10. They need to keep this beautiful place up and running. I'll be more happy to support them. Right?
Don't bet that, guys. Don't bet Arizona State to win the national championship, please.
That's we talk about though betting with your heart sometimes. There's two of me,
That's
right?
beyond your heart.
It is.
Mizzou's got a better shot than Arizona State does.
I'm gonna bet both.
Okay, well,
Yeah. Well, why not?
Neither one of them's gonna.
Why? That's the whole point of having
There's
fun
some
with
better
March
long
Madness.
shots.
By the way, and I don't. This is just a maybe.
Yeah.
We might be doing a March Madness show from Las Vegas. Just saying. We don't know that for sure yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it. Things are in motion.
Yeah.
See if David can make it happen. That's me. I'm working on it, so that would be pretty exciting.
Vegas March Madness. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah. Got to work out some major details where and but I know we're a little bit all. I want to get this in before we forget. Okay. 4 weeks from today, I will be at one of my favorite places in the country. I will be in Hot Springs, Arkansas, betting me some ponies with some very, very close friends of mine. And I'm very excited about being with these guys.
Are you going to be able to watch the Oaklawn races?
That's all I'm going to watch.
No, I'm saying, am I going to be able to watch it?
Yeah.
Do I have to pay some kind of subscription to something?
No. Well, you have to sign up for, you have TV. Okay, if you have DirecTV, it's called TVG.
So it's going to be on the TVG channel?
And it also is on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports.
Oh, okay, Fox Sports. That's
Fox
what I'm
Sports.
talking about.
So Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2 always carries Oaklawn racing on the weekend.
All right.
So I will be giving out some picks.
Yes, and if I can watch the ponies and bet on the ponies, that's what I'm going to do.
So last year I went down there. I know like I said, we're a little all over the place, but I want to get this in. Last year when I went down there just to enjoy the first weekend. Lovely, lovely interview with the owner, Louis Sella, before I went down and played on the radio. And you can go back to our former podcast if you ever want to hear the history of Oaklawn Park. It is a fascinating story. The history. It's the oldest racing family in the United States since 1906. That family has owned Oaklawn. They have a full casino with a sports book. They don't have poker yet. I'm going to try it.
Arkansas has sports?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
It's a beautiful sports book. Noah and I went down there during March Madness last year. So I was invited to come back with access to the entire place. And I was in the jockey's room for 2 days doing interviews. This is the second trip. I went back down there in March.
Yeah.
And Noah came down with me, and we did 2 full 2-hour shows from Oaklawn last year. I do not believe we're going to be doing that again this year. I don't know. I can't say, right? I have to see. I have to check with Mr. Sella if we're going to be able to go back and have this, same kind of access. But if not, that's fine. But I just can't tell you what a enjoyable 3 days this is going to be. And I will be giving out some horse picks while I'm down there. And you can bet. See, it's like a sports book. They have an area where you can bet every track in the world, right? But I go down there, I'm there for the experience of that place, right? I'm not there to bet any other tracks. I just take it all in. I do my handicapping. I get to watch the races from an elevated area right by the finish line. It's just an incredible experience. So I'm going to go, and hopefully we either going to try to get back down there for March Madness.
Yeah.
See if we can be in their sports book for March Madness,
hey.
or Vegas. So I'm working on a couple different options. Right here would be great. We're going to be here for March Madness, most of it.
Yeah,
but
Saturday, that first Saturday,
a little traveling won't hurt us.
It's the second round of the tournament, that first Saturday, because Thursday and Friday you've got the first round and then the first round. That's all the games.
But that's what I was thinking of.
And then that Saturday.
That's what I was hoping though. The first week that we, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was hoping we could do the first 2 shows on Thursday and Friday from Vegas, from a sports book in Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's a hell of an idea.
Yeah,
but we need to be here,
incredible.
And then we could be back here Saturday for here.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys like that idea. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Want.
Yeah. And you can get all the handicapping tips. Just drive down the highway, and that's a John on his way here. Takes notes in his phone. Past the Ryder truck, so he likes Ryder. What other
Ryder's not making the tournament.
Charleston? You see a
Charleston's
street
making
sign.
the tournament.
You see a street sign that says Charleston.
Yep.
Right. So you got to bet Charleston. I mean,
Yep. The
that's how
Cougars
we
of
do it.
Charleston
That's
are
how we
making
do
the
it on the
tournament.
winning ticket. That's how we do it.
Yep.
Right. That's how we do it.
Speaking of give the people what they want, let's give them some picks, David.
All right, let's do it. We got to get into it. In 25 minutes, Micah Mills is going to come talk to us. We're going to talk a little football with Micah, but
he's going to give
mainly
us
we
some
got a
MMA stuff. Big MMA card today.
Big MMA card
Big
tonight.
MMA card.
And I'm going to tell you, this guy is on.
Yeah.
This guy is on. We need to connect with the Prodigy again. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
It's just hard to timing.
You won't find
really
too many
hard
people that
timing.
know the fight world better than Micah Mills.
Dude, he's incredible. He has come up with some big number scores.
Yep.
You know, and Micah, before he came on the show, as an analyst, wasn't a big gambler.
Right.
But
he just knew the fight
Which
world.
I actually, when you're taking advice from somebody who lives a sport and knows that kind of information and doesn't wager, so he's not weighed by
Right, he's not weighed by a bet over here or a bet over
right.
there. Yeah.
So I think the information is more pure.
Yep. So
right?
we'll get out some MMA picks.
Yeah.
And,
I'm going to get down.
Yeah.
There's going to be some parlay action for me on MMA tonight.
Yeah.
The only thing is I'm not going to be able to watch them tonight. The prelims, they'll be on, but I am not going to be somewhere where they got the ticket. But you know what? Who has it? This sign right over to my right here at DraftKings. Let's see what it says. It says Fight Nights, UFC viewing party in the sports book. Where else would you rather be than in a Vegas-style sports book here in the St. Louis area with a kiosk and these wonderful guys at the counter that can help you figure out anything. And the food's great. I know we say this every week, and not because we have to, because we want to. And everyone I talk to that comes down here, they can't believe that this is in the St. Louis area.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to Vegas. It's right here. Yeah.
It's a great place, man. I've been here when they've shut the lights off.
Dude, the food's unbelievable. I wish I had a sandwich right now. I'm so hungry.
Some nights I didn't want to go home. They're like, all right, come on, John, you got to go. We're shutting the lights off.
Is the last one in.
I know you're trying to sweat
out.
this West Coast NBA game out, and it's only 12 minutes left, but, we got to turn the lights off.
Do we want to cover basketball first or NFL first?
I got some basketball.
Okay, let's get to your basketball picks. I want to cover the NFL before Micah gets here.
Speaking of Charleston, they go to Northeastern today, and Northeastern is pretty sad. They're 8-10. I know they're at home. I know Charleston didn't cover the 20.5, but they're going on the road to Northeastern. They're 10-point favorites, and I'm going to lay the 10, David. I'm laying the 10 with Charleston at Northeastern. Laying the 10 for sure. And, we've got another good one here. Detroit Mercy is taking on one of the most pitiful college basketball programs in America. IUPUI. Ooey pooey.
Ooey
pooey. And they are papooey. IUPUI is getting 12 points against Detroit Mercy. Not that Detroit Mercy's any good, but IUPUI is pretty terrible. But I can say this. The other day, they did take Oakland to overtime. So IUPUI managed to take someone to overtime in the Horizon League. So Detroit Mercy's got 3 wins in the Horizon League. But I think this line's out of hand. I'm going to take the points with Ooey Pooey.
Ooey Pooey.
I'm going to take Ooey Pooey in the points. I'm just taking the 12.
I don't think Ooey Pooey's on my sheet.
Ooey Pooey's at home. They're on the sheet. If you can bet them, they're on the sheet.
Ooey Pooey.
IUPUI, University of Indiana.
I got it.
Yeah. IUPUI. So I was taking their stone cold unders at the beginning of the year, but then they started scoring. They started scoring too many points, so I had to back off their unders. I'm going to take the 12 points with Ooey Pooey. Detroit Mercy's not any good. They got to travel on the road.
Wait, by the way, Matt, thanks for watching number one. No, you cannot book ASU. I'm going to bet it here. But thanks for the offer.
No,
I appreciate it. You and Clemson, maybe you guys can split my action. Maybe I'll do another 10 just so you guys can have some free money. But okay, go. Continue. I just wanted to respond to
guys.
And by the way, if you're in on Vegas, let us know. We already got Chris. You're in. Chris, you're in on Vegas. If we make it happen, I don't want to get anybody too excited.
Yeah.
But, I think it's possible.
Yeah,
I think we got
absolutely.
a 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't.
Well, we want to do it pretty bad, and if I want to do something bad enough, it usually happens.
We got to find a place to do the show from.
Well,
But I've got
it's
a couple
all
feelers.
logistics, my man.
I got a couple feelers out there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, come on. We need
But
some winners.
we're going to take
Ooey
12
Pooey.
guys because they took Oakland to overtime. That was a surprise. They're getting 12. I'm going to take the points here with Ooey Pooey. TCU, Kansas. TCU going on the road to KU. I was very impressed with TCU against K-State last Saturday. I had K-State plus 12 last week against TCU on the road. And TCU beat the heck out of K-State. Never even close. I didn't even have a chance to win K-State plus 12. TCU impressed me. TCU is going to be an outside shot at like an Elite Eight type team. So I'll take TCU plus 7.5 against Kansas. Kansas has been playing those games where they're real close, David. 2, 3, 4, 5-point winners. They go on the road to Manhattan, Kansas, their last game, and K-State takes them to overtime. So Kansas wins the game somehow in overtime, but or no, did K-State win though? I think. Give me a second here.
Hey, why John is hold on.
K-State.
Why you're doing
K-State did win that one.
Why you're
83-82
doing your picks? For those of you that are watching, send in who you like in NFL this weekend. Let's get a little chat going on who we like in the NFL this weekend. Keep going with the basketball.
Yeah, there's 2 games in the NFL. We got 141.
We're not covering 140 college basketball.
We'll get there.
No, we're not. We're not going to do that. I know you love
We'll
college.
get there, and Arizona State's going to win the national championship.
John
right?
loves action, but he loves college sports more than anything. There's no doubt.
Hey, there's some value today, David. I'm telling you.
Well, let's get to it. Give us a few more college.
Yeah,
and
TCU plus 7.5, guys. UMBC's laying 7 against New Hampshire. You remember UMBC?
It's a bank.
Come on,
it's a
David.
bank.
Huh?
UMBC's
University
a bank.
of Maryland, Baltimore County.
No, I got it, but it sounds like a bank.
Oh, yeah, it does. The bank. That's what we can call UMBC. The bank. So the bank is at home against New Hampshire. New Hampshire's going on the road to take on the bank of UMBC. But do you remember what UMBC's famous for? Any idea, David?
What's that?
What UMBC's famous for?
Lay it on me.
They're the first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Got to show the little guy love, David. They beat Virginia, I think, 5 years ago in the tournament. They didn't beat them. They took them to the woodshed, gave them a whooping. That's what they did. UMBC never even close against Virginia that game. I'm not going to mess with the 7 points here, though. UMBC sitting at 13-7. Let's skip that one. Let's go down the board here.
All right. Give me a couple more minutes, and I want to get to the NFL.
Let's do Colgate.
Colgate. Hey, first time in my life, got to bet Colgate because we're going by the Ryder way of handicapping. I bought Colgate toothpaste yesterday for the first time.
Well, the Toothpaste College, that's what they are,
now?
But the Toothpaste College, did you watch them in the March Madness tournament last year? Yeah, impressive.
Yes.
They should have beat Arkansas.
Yeah. You know where we were?
Where?
In Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
We did our show.
Yeah, Colgate was I think it was a 12-5 matchup.
So this is how we're handicapping today. I bought Colgate toothpaste yesterday. So
I know about Colgate, guys, and they're scoring points. I'm gonna love to take this over with American today. Colgate's at home against American. Colgate's sitting at 7-0 in the Patriot League. Patriot League, David. 7-0.
7-0.
7-0 in the Patriot League. It's 140. We're going to take over 140 Colgate. That's going to hit over 140. The Salukis. Any idea Salukis reference?
Yeah.
Southern Illinois. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the Salukis are going on the road to take on Mo State.
Is there a Sensodyne University?
Sensodyne University. Colgate taking on Sensodyne? I don't think we have a Sensodyne. They might be stuck in the NAIA
Very good,
world.
Brad. That's funny.
Maybe Sensodyne's stuck in the NAIA world.
That's good stuff.
But nevertheless, the Salukis are going on the road to Mo State to Springfield. So taking on Missouri State.
You know
I'm
what?
going to take 3 points here with Southern Illinois. They're the better team.
All right, give me one or two more.
They're
Let's
the
get to
better
the
team.
NFL.
Take Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
Against Missouri State, you're getting 3 points.
Do you know that you used to not be able to bet? Hey, Kirk, you used to not be able to bet Illinois sports
Right.
in Illinois.
Mhm.
They changed that. You can now. So when we talk about
yeah, that's an ongoing battle.
but if you can't bet it, I'm sorry, you're still giving out the pick. But some books, I guess, aren't taking action on Illinois sports
Right.
teams. You know, Vegas used to be where you couldn't take action on Vegas teams. It was a short period.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here.
Big
we
number for the next game.
Okay, because we got to get to the
11.5.
NFL.
11.5 on this one. We've got the Flames of Liberty. The Flamin' Liberties.
Yeah.
The Flamin' Libs. So, yeah, they're laying 11.5 going on the road to North Florida in the Atlantic Sun Conference. I'm going to lay the 11.5 with Liberty. Liberty's sitting at 15-5. North Florida's 8-11. Liberty's a much better team. This should get out of hand about 18 to 15 minutes left in the second half. We should cover here with no problem. I'm going to take Liberty minus 11.5. My last one here that I'm going to give, it's an afternoon. And looking at SLU since the beginning of the year, David, I was on SLU at early November. I was on the SLU bandwagon, and then they started letting me down.
Yeah, they let you down.
Yeah, letting me down against Maryland, against other teams they shouldn't have had no business getting demolished by. But they're a much better team than LaSalle here. SLU's getting back on the road, back on track here. It's a big number, but I'm going to lay it. I'm going to take SLU minus 14 at home today against LaSalle.
Okay. All right. If you like college basketball and you want to get in action, John gave out some great information. We got to head to the NFL before we got our next guest, Micah Mills, coming on to talk some MMA. But we got some great chats here. So let's start with Brad. Brad, let's see what Brad likes, and we'll go over that. So Jags plus 9. I'm a big fan of that. How do you feel about that? I think that's too many points. Kansas City at home. Kansas City is not a good covering team. You will be losing money if you bet Kansas City
cover blindly
on the year.
Yep.
So I know it's a playoff game. You know, I just don't see that. I think the Jags are going to have it together the first half. It's going to be tough to go in there and win. I bet a little on the Jags money line plus 350. Jags plus 9. I love it. That's me personally. I don't give out my own picks very often, but that's going to be a bet for me personally this week. I also like the under in the Giants and Eagles game. It's 48. See if it's 48 flat. It's 48 flat. I am going to do that teaser that we talked about a little earlier. I'm going to do a 6.5 point teaser. I'm going to move the line to under 54.5. Jags plus 15.5. I'm really liking that. That's my big bet this weekend. Eagles minus 7.5. Eagles are at home. They're a little banged up. It concerns me. The Giants are playing really well. The defense is tough. I mean, let's not get crazy on that game. I'm not a fan of betting that game. That's going to be a fun game for me to watch, except the over-under. I like the under a lot in that game. The Bengals, all I'm hearing the last few days, Bengals, even Nate Lucas, I talked to him. I talked to Nate Lucas from.
They don't like the money line Bengals, do they?
Listen. So Nate Lucas yesterday touted he really likes the Bengals plus 5.5. I don't know. I'll be rooting for the Bengals, but I'm not making a bet on this game.
Well, a lot of people look at that Dolphins game and say that was a lot closer than it should have been.
No, I think
I get it, but
it's different.
You got to understand.
Each game's
different. Right. The Dolphins have a turnover, a scoop and score on a Josh Allen fumble, right? Yeah, it's goofy stuff like that happens that keeps the game a lot closer than it should be. So the question you got to ask yourself, do you think goofy stuff is going to happen to keep this Bengals game a lot closer than it should be tomorrow on Sunday?
Well, 3 offensive linemen are out for the Bengals, so Burrow is going to be running for his life.
Shaq Lawson is going to be chasing him down.
Yeah.
The former Clemson Tiger, the defensive end, Shaq Lawson. All roads lead back to Clemson.
All roads
lead back to Clemson, David. And Shaq, the main man, Sack Lawson, is going to be chasing Joe Burrow around the field.
I'm no fun on this. No bet for me. I'm going to watch the game. I am going to be rooting for Cincinnati. I'm going to lay off the game. I decided I was.
Shaq Lawson. There he is.
I see it.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
grew up together in Clemson. He said, by the way, I know we might play in Atlanta next week if the Bills and Chiefs play. I don't got no tickets for nobody. He said he ain't got no tickets for nobody because Atlanta's 2 hours from Clemson.
Yeah.
So as soon as they win, everybody will be hitting Shaq up for tickets. He said, just to let them know, I got tickets for nobody.
Okay, before we get into Sunday, who's the better traveling fan base for that game if it's in Atlanta? Let's just go.
The Bills fans travel so good.
Do they travel well? If they're not snowed in.
It's two very good fan bases. Bills and Chiefs, you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's two very good fan bases. It probably Cowboys. Cowboys are a big fan base. Let's go Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys. Who else?
Green Bay, but they're not.
They haven't been. Oh yeah, Green Bay, of course.
Yeah.
They just have such a big fan base. Green Bay. There's a Green Bay bar in every city.
I think the Raider fans travel well too.
I was going to say that they've been a team that's been down for a long time that has a big fan base is the Raiders as well. But you can find a Green Bay bar in any city in America.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're tossing up here between Bills and Chiefs. Two very good. Who knows? They're both solid fan bases.
All right, a lot of opinions on this game. 49ers, Cowboys. This is another layoff and watch for me. I can see both ways. I think the 49ers are just the much better team. We'll see how Purdy has just been playing unbelievable, and I just worry. I worry facing the Dallas defense.
You know what I worry about?
What do you worry about?
The 49ers secondary. It is not very good at all.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you this. I think the line will force Prescott to
I get
make
it.
mistakes.
Nobody trusts Dak Prescott
to make mistakes.
and all that stuff.
To make mistakes.
I think that
mistakes.
Dak takes too much heat because of where he's at. He's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and anytime you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to be under a heavy microscope, David. A heavy microscope.
I still would take the Niners minus the points. I might even if I do a parlay, I would take the Niners money line. I'm laying off. I can't touch the Cowboys. It's either the Niners or I'm not betting the game, and I'm not betting the game. Jags money line is almost plus 400. That's better than I got.
I can't lay 4 points.
Jags money line's plus 400. That's a little sprinkle, Matt. What do you think? You going to bet that, Matt?
Jags money line plus 4. Yeah, I've got 370. You might find 400 somewhere. I got plus 375, but.
Oh, Brad, I'm telling you, all I hear is Bengals plus the points. Nobody's saying they're going to win. They're rooting for them to win. They like the 5.5. Is it still 5.5?
Yeah, probably.
The Bengals. The Bengals
5.5
aren't the Dolphins. We totally get that. But each game's separate, right? Each game's separate. This game, believe it or not, that high-scoring game with Miami, right, that we didn't expect, because the line was 42.
Right.
Wait, the line was 42.
That's because the Dolphins scored 9 points the week before.
That's my point. So the Dolphins, the total was 42. But Buffalo was favored by 13.5. So the line was saying that Miami wasn't going to score. That's what the line was saying.
What? Say it again.
Okay. So the over-under was 42 last week on the Miami, right? But Buffalo was minus 13.5. They were saying that Miami wasn't going to score more than 14 points in the game. Right? That's what the line says. If you want to cover 28-14 is 42, okay, you're right on that number, right? So they were saying not even 2 touchdowns they weren't giving Miami last week. 2 different games, a lot of mistakes, 2 different teams, 2 different matchups. I mean, who's the better team?
I'm taking Buffalo.
You're taking Buffalo?
Josh Allen's better than Joe Burrow.
I totally disagree with that statement. I think Joe Burrow is way underrated in that scenario, and I am a big Joe Burrow fan, and not just because I'm a fan.
I tell you this much, I would have liked to seen.
Give me Joe Burrow any day over Josh Allen.
you put
Let's hear what you got to say about that.
I wanna
Joe
s-
Burrow or Josh Allen?
what do you say about this? Let's take Joe Burrow and put him in Jacksonville with Urban Meyer, and let's take Trevor Lawrence and put him in that team that Cincinnati had last year.
How did Urban Meyer do in the NFL?
He was awful. That's my point. Take Trevor and put him in Cincinnati last year. They can win that Super Bowl against the Rams.
I wish they would have. You know what I had last year? I had a futures bet at 18-1 on the Bengals to win it all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't hedge. Did not hedge.
Ballsy.
Yeah,
Ballsy.
I didn't hedge. Well, here, the Rams were such a favorite that I'm not going to lay a minus number, right? It was 2-1. You had to lay 200 to win 100 in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I didn't have enough. I mean, it was hundreds of dollars. I think
Right.
it was 800 I was going to win or somewhere around there. But I'm not going to take 400 to win 200. I'm just going to let the ticket ride at that point. If it was the other way around,
I guess that's up to the individual if they
Yeah.
want to hedge. I guess it's their. That's what I've always
I'm not
said.
a big fan of hedging.
I know you're not,
Yeah, not a big fan of it.
but if you want to,
Now, if it's for thousands of dollars, like we talk about
Right.
the other ticket,
if it's for situational or life changing money, then yes,
okay, Matt.
take it.
Matt says Josh Allen might be the better than Burrow, but Bengals are overall the better team. I don't know if I agree with that. It's close.
I like T. Higgins. I watched him play a lot at Clemson, obviously.
Obviously to
Hey, I'm telling you, they're littered with the league is littered with Clemson Tigers, so they have to. But anyway, what was I saying? T. Higgins.
T. Higgins.
I watch T. Higgins a lot. I like T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I like Stephon Diggs better than either one of them. I like
He's incredible.
Buffalo's defensive line better than Cincinnati's defensive line. I like Buffalo's offensive line better than Cincinnati's offensive line. So I do know this, though. I think Joe Burrow's gotten in a good situation here that a lot of quarterbacks would have liked to take advantage of.
All
I
right.
think a lot of quarterbacks could have done what Joe Burrow's done. That's my point.
I disagree.
What if you put Trevor Lawrence in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow in Jacksonville last year?
I'm going to tell you something. In the NFL, I haven't seen enough of Trevor Lawrence to make a decision. I like what he's doing this year a lot. You take Urban Meyer out last year.
Right.
What a horrible way to be introduced to the NFL. That was something else. You just got to throw that out like we throw in handicapping horse racing. Sometimes you just throw out the last race. You got to throw out that last year like it didn't even happen. That was a terrible experiment.
Right.
That was a horrible experiment.
I remember when Joe Burrow couldn't beat out Dwayne Haskins.
I like
remember
Davis.
that.
I like Davis, wide receiver for Buffalo. I think I like him deep routes. Dude, he's got some speed.
Who?
Davis.
Gabe Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some speed, man.
Pete gave that out yesterday on 590 The Fan, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, if you're going fantasy-wise, then
Yeah,
Gabe
but
Davis,
I mean, just
guess,
bet it the
but,
game-wise, I'm laying off. I don't like it from a betting standpoint. I don't like the game. What do you like the over-under? What's the over-under on that game?
On Buffalo?
Yeah.
It's
What's the over-under on that?
49.
49. What do you like there? Anything?
That's about right where it should be.
Yeah. I don't like. See, it doesn't.
It's a high number.
From a gambling perspective, there's nothing excites me about the game.
So Cowboys 49ers is after that. Let's go back to the Cowboys 49ers.
Let's do that.
So
Let's see where Mike is
you're
at.
trusting if you've got to take it. Last bet of the day to get even. You're laying the 4 with San Francisco if you have to take it.
It's 3 now.
3?
I think it's 3. Matt, help us out here.
Well, 3 or 4, whatever.
Is it 3?
You're going to lay the points.
I'm probably moving it to money line and doing something in a parlay.
I just can't trust the San Francisco secondary, guys. They gave up 365
You know who I like for Dallas?
yards.
You know who I like for Dallas? Parsons. How can you not
Parsons?
how can you not like that guy?
Yeah, Micah Parsons is.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, he is who he is, obviously. But
Okay.
the
Micah says
49ers
he's 10
secondary
minutes
gave
out.
up 365 yards to Jared Stidham.
It's a different.
I watched Jared Stidham play at Auburn. He was awful. Jared Stidham is.
Okay, here's okay. When people say that, Okay, we are not professional coaches, right?
That secondary's
We're
not
not
very
general
good.
managers. Okay, just hear me out. Okay, hear what I got to say. There's 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, best in the world at what they do, right? Supposedly. Even the third string quarterback on an NFL team is one of the best in the world at what they do. They made an NFL roster. When people say, oh, this guy is terrible or this guy can't do it, he did something to catch the eye of an NFL team. So saying he's absolutely awful, I disagree. He doesn't get an opportunity. Maybe he fits, maybe he doesn't. But there's not enough on him in the NFL. Somebody thought he was good. Somebody thought he was good enough to put him on their roster. So I'm just saying personally, these guys, people say, I don't want to bet this team because of the second or third string. These guys have to be pretty amazing at what they do to make an NFL roster.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
I'm just saying, we're talking about Jared Stidham. How did he? If he's so bad, how did he make an NFL roster?
Why don't we? Well, yeah, but they're.
That's my point. If he's so horrible, as what you say, how did he make an NFL roster?
Third string quarterbacks are horrible compared to first string quarterbacks.
Well, of course, they're not horrible. They're just are not had the opportunity. Look at Tom Brady, right? 6th-round draft pick, only gets in because there's an injury to Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, but it didn't take long to figure out Brady was.
Look
pretty
at
good.
Purdy, right? Look at Purdy, how he's doing.
It didn't take long to figure out Brady was pretty good. It's not taking long to figure out Brock Purdy's fitting in, making his way, making some noise.
But okay.
And it doesn't take long to figure out Jared Stidham's not very good either.
Trevor Lawrence was terrible last year. Take away the coaching. He made so many mistakes, right? So
but
you sticking with him.
But you watch Trevor throw the ball and you know that he's pretty dang good. You watch Jared Stidham throw the ball and it looks like this guy's just doesn't belong.
Then how did he have the game that he had? That's my point. It's luck. He had one good game in his career.
Yeah, he scored.
Okay, all right.
Let's look at what he did against the Chiefs the following week at home. Jared Stidham, 219, 1 interception.
Okay.
1 touchdown.
I mean, for a third-string quarterback, that's not horrible.
Well, yeah, but he lit the 49ers up. Let's look at what
by the way, Micah said he's 5 minutes out.
Yeah,
so Mike will be here soon.
Yeah. So Jared Stidham against the Steelers. Oh, Derek Carr played then. That's right.
Derek Carr doesn't play for anybody.
No. So we've got 2 games on Jared Stidham then.
Yeah, not much, right?
He lit the 49ers up. But it's not just Jared Stidham. That secondary has been questionable.
Okay, all I'm saying is you have to be pretty good at what you do to make an NFL.
Let's look at what the Washington Commanders did to the 49ers secondary. 300 yards.
Okay.
Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz.
I am not arguing if there's a weakness in San Francisco's defense is the secondary.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys win this game.
I'm not going to be surprised, but I don't like them. I think Dak makes some mistakes. I think that front line is going to get to him and make him make some really bad throws.
Yeah, Tua had 300 yards.
That's just what I feel.
Tua had 300 yards.
We can have our opinion, right? We can have our own opinion.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah. Look at this 49ers secondary, guys.
Yeah, it's the weakness of their defense.
Right. Yeah. As good as their D-line is, their secondary might be that bad. 300 yards.
But the D-line, if they make Prescott make a throw that he's not, that's what I think is going to happen.
Nobody trusts Dak Prescott.
I don't.
I get it.
I don't. You know who I don't trust? Here's what I don't trust. It's not Dak. I don't trust Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
I don't trust the coach. I think he's going to make some bad play calls here. For all of you Cowboy fans, I know you guys watch this, and I know a lot of you that are Cowboy fans. I'm sorry. I wish you guys had a better coach. That's all I got to say. Wish you guys had a better coach. That's it.
Yeah. Lawrence still threw 4 picks in 1.5 quarters last week. Yeah, he threw a lot of picks at Clemson too. Before he won 29 games in a row though. Yeah, I get it. I watched him throw picks. I went to the Louisville game. He threw 2 picks in the first half against Louisville. I get it. He's got his interceptions. Deshaun Watson had his interceptions when he was at Clemson too. But these guys are gamers, man. They figure out a way to bring their teams back. They've done it their whole lives.
I know.
They've done it in high school. They've done it in college. They've done it in the NFL. Despite the picks.
Yeah. All I'm
Despite
saying
the picks.
is you have to be pretty great at what you do to make an NFL roster, third string or not. So
yeah, they're all good athletes compared to the average Joe, but we're not talking about the average Joes here.
no, you have to be not. There's no average Joe and then NFL quarterback.
Right, but when a third string quarterback like Jared Stidham, who
For instance,
I've watched Jared Stidham for 5 years. I don't know how he made an NFL roster if you go back and watch him at Auburn. But if he can light that secondary up for 300 yards, what does that say? You know, a Carson Wentz and Tyler Heineke lighting them up for almost 300.
don't pick on my man Heineke.
What?
Don't
Tyler
pick-
Heineke?
I
know.
like-
He's the St. Louis Battlehawks guy. I
Yeah,
understand.
I like him. Plus, I like his
We've
story.
got some XFL coming up this year, don't
we
we?
do.
February?
Battlehawks. You know who the quarterback is?
Let's look it up.
AJ McCarron is in St. Louis Battlehawks starting
XFL.
quarterback. AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron?
AJ
How
McCarron.
about that?
How about
I didn't know
that?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting quarterback for the
AJ
Battlehawks.
McCarron.
Get your tickets now.
Battlehawks quarterback.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's got me wanting to go to a game.
I
AJ
know, right?
McCarron.
Yeah.
God, I thought he
We're
was
gonna go
lost.
to a game this year.
I thought, wasn't he on a celebrity show?
Who knows?
The Bachelor or something?
He can't be on The Bachelor.
No.
I don't know. Maybe he was, but
I don't know.
He's got a
One of those.
girlfriend.
I'm no good with them, you know.
I mean, he's married. I think he's married.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. There was one of those. I felt like there's one of those Alabama quarterbacks that was on a reality show, and then Greg McElroy's on the SEC network all the time.
All right, Matt, you have a same game parlay, free one. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to do it? Let us know how you're going to spend your free same game parlay. I like the same game.
Free same gamer.
Yeah. So
So
he's got a free one to play. So how are you going to use it? I'm curious. How are you going to use it? What are you going to do with it?
yeah. Let's look and see what we like here on Same Gamers.
I like. If I had to, I would take the Giants plus the 7.5 in the under.
Yeah, but you want to put those with like player props, those Same Gamers,
Well, you can.
or like rushing props and stuff.
How many is it? Same game parlay? Is it 2 leg, 3 leg?
Now,
How many
as many
legs?
as you want.
No. Some of these it has to be at least 3.
Oh, at least 3, but
yeah.
you can go
Or
as
it could be 2. I don't know what he has here.
you can go
I don't
as
know what the
many as
deal
you
is.
want, though.
Not on these free ones.
Not on the
Sometimes-
free ones?
Yeah, it tells you what you have to do. Chiefs money line. Okay, it's going to take Chiefs money line and the over, under. Don't know what side. Okay, that's fair. I don't know what
Over.
No, I don't know about that.
Chiefs money line in the over. Denver Broncos are scoring against the Chiefs
It's a different
twice, didn't they?
different matchup.
Well, I understand.
I don't
But
know, Matt.
everybody-
Whatever you decide, let us
Everybody's
know.
scoring on the Chiefs. Who's not scoring on the Chiefs?
I'm really curious who you take.
First XFL game Saturday, February 14th, 18th.
That's going to be. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be in at Oakland.
February 18th.
Is it at home?
That's the Vegas Vipers and Arlington Renegades.
Oh, that's the first game of the year, not the Battle.
And then the Sunday, February 19th at 2 o'clock,
St. Louis is
St. Louis at San Antonio Brahmas?
What did they call him?
What's a Brahma? I think that might be one of those made-up mascots like a Billiken.
A Brahma.
Like a-
Brahmas.
Yeah, Brahma's probably like a made-up like a Billiken or a shot to clear.
What's a Brahma?
You know what a Billiken sounds like? It sounds like something's wrong with you. Like you go to the doctor. Hey, doc, I think I got one of them Billikens.
I have Billiken's disease.
I got Billikens. You know, I got one of them Billikens I found.
I got Billikens.
I need you to check out this Billiken.
Do they?
doc.
I bet they already have a medication for Billikens. It's not even out yet.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
probably doing those trials
I got-
on the Billikens.
I get a Billiken.
Yeah, hey, doc, I think I came down with a case of the Billiken. That sounds like something you come up
that's
with, a
funny.
Billiken, you know?
Russell, we have Micah going to be coming and joining us in a minute, and we
But,
got a little issue with
A
his
Brahma,
microphone.
guys. I don't know what a Brahma is, but the
So-
St. Louis Battlehawks are playing them.
How much are tickets? Look it up.
There's a fine ticket. Let's
Yeah,
see
let's
here.
see. I'm curious what
San
it costs.
Antonio. Where would that be in the old? No, does the Alamo Dome even exist?
What is it? A
They probably
Brahma?
blew that thing up.
Are they opening up the second level? Not yet.
$24 will get you in the door.
Okay, $24. I'll be going to a game.
$24.
I'll definitely be going to a game. I want to see some live football in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. It's all lower level seats. 25
yeah,
bucks.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
don't even open up the upper deck.
Do they sell Do
I
they
don't-
sell
they don't
gear
have
for
that.
the Battlehawks? Have you seen it in any sports shop?
I have not.
I have not either. Anyone of you guys seen any Battlehawks hats, shirts?
I have not.
Clemson has bought apparently some Battlehawks gear and doesn't exist.
Oh, you're going back to the Clemson T-shirt reference.
All right, Micah, come on, join us. We're not going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Micah Mills here in a minute. Get him a second to
Micah's
set
gonna
up.
give us some
Come on
fight,
in and set up.
fight picks here.
Yeah. So,
In
hey,
the fight
what's
world.
going
Hey,
on?
Micah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We've been going back and forth a little bit. I think we need to change gears a little bit and get into some MMA. We're gonna Let me plug. I'm gonna plug his. Oh, hello. All right. See, yeah, we got a little wine here. Let's get your. No, unplug it. All right, let's try this. Russell, did you hear that? Whoa, baby, we don't want that to happen. All right, see if that worked. Probably not. Plug it back in.
Better? Check. Test.
There we
Test.
go.
How's that?
Is that good?
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Oh, Russell, thank you for helping us out. All
Thank
right,
you,
we're
Russell.
good. All right.
All
Our
right,
producer
gentlemen.
Russell is the straw that stirs the drink. Man that makes the magic happen.
That's right.
You have a line for everything.
The straw that makes the drink.
Yeah, straw that stirs the drink.
Stirs the drink.
The
Excuse
straw
me.
that
Straw
stirs
that
the
makes
drink.
it drink.
The man behind the curtain
That's right.
makes
Ooh, I
the
like
magic.
your
That he
hat,
is.
Micah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've never seen
What do
that
we got
one.
going on
Yeah,
the
Sam's
I
Cardinal hat.
actually
Oh,
don't
look at
know. I found it at my parents' house and I stole it from my dad. So shout out to my dad for not being
in good
aware that
condition.
it's a good hat.
If
Yeah.
it's corduroy, it's probably from the 80s.
Yeah. It's a throwback and it's a warm hat. On a
Yeah.
beautiful January Saturday morning here. I figured
Actually,
it.
this winter has not been bad except for Christmas weekend.
I find
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that throughout 10 years ago,
Yep.
Like, oh, I remember that.
All of the
that was
throwbacks.
that was the LSU game.
Yep.
Yeah, when we beat LSU. That was, you find shirts all over the place, David. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Like you
except,
found that hat.
No, their shirts are everywhere except on me.
Yeah, I told you we were going to table it. We're on a basketball run
I don't
here.
believe this shirt exists. He
You don't
says
think
it does.
What shirt?
I got him a shirt when I went to the Louisville game.
I still haven't received it. And he
Where's
said he
the shirt?
Kept forgetting
Where's
to
the
bring
shirt?
he keeps forgetting.
I
doesn't
thought
seem
about
like-
it yesterday when I was going on the way to 590, and I said, let's table this for a minute. We're on a basketball run here. I'm going to put the brakes on the run. I'm not getting excited about it. We're first in the ACC. We're doing pretty good. But
What does that have to do
Clemson-
with the football shirt that he got me? Nothing.
You know what's funny?
it's Clemson.
I got you.
Basketball or football.
I got you a shirt too. I just forgot it, and I'll probably forget it next
Yeah,
time.
okay,
and
so
every-
he said he got me a large. I wore an extra large. In the last 2 months, it has to be that long. I've lost over 20 pounds so I can fit into this,
Had a babe.
and so I can fit into this
And the
miracle,
Yeah.
non-existent large.
We're on a
Clemson
basketball
shirt.
run, David. I'm not
What
going
does that have
jinx
to
it.
do with that?
If I give you the shirt and we start celebrating and talking Clemson basketball
But it
now,
is a football shirt.
no, it's not. It's just Clemson, David. There's
I'm
not
never
Clemson
letting this
football. Hear me out on this. There's not Clemson football. It's just Clemson, whether it's baseball, basketball, or football.
Okay.
It's just Clemson. So we're doing pretty good right now. I don't want to jinx it by celebrating and getting all giddy.
I'm told you guys are a basketball school now. That's what I'm hearing.
No, we're not a basketball school. We are not a basketball school, but we're on a run. So
love it.
let's not disturb the gods here. Let's not start celebrating and bringing
The
out new
T-shirt
gear.
gods.
Right. Let's not bring out the
Yeah.
new gear yet. It's still got the tags on it, David. I don't even take
Yeah,
tags
you know
off
where the
yet.
tags are? It's on the rack in the store.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Clemson.
exactly. In Clemson.
I know these guys are tired of hearing me bring it up. I get it. I just
But
can't
good bit.
believe I don't have it and I'm not wearing it alongside you. I could be wearing it.
That's true. He could
Alongside
be
you.
representing.
if we make the Sweet 16, I'm definitely bringing it out.
What if
Yeah.
we
If
don't?
We win. Hold on.
What if we don't?
Not even that. We win the ACC tournament, definitely bringing it out. I might bring it out on a championship final if we make the championship game of the ACC tournament.
So I'm never getting the shirt.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
got
right.
a little bit of time.
So we have a big night tonight,
Don't hold your breath.
right? Big fight.
We do.
Big fight night
Big
tonight.
fight tonight.
What's it? UFC.
UFC 283.
So that means there's been 283
That's correct.
fights.
That's
Good
right.
Lord.
No, not 283 cards.
Cards. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
cards.
That's a lot.
That's a
How
lot.
long does that go back?
I believe UFC one
2002?
was no. I believe UFC one was 95. I think. And then it really picked up steam in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
mid 2000s. So big fight card tonight going on in Brazil. So a bunch of
Brazil.
Brazilian fighters on the card. It'll be, I think it's going to be a packed night of really fantastic fights. I'm excited to talk about it.
All right, let's get rolling.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit. First storyline, it is the co-main event between Brandon Moreno and Davidson Deuce Tejera, God of War Figueiredo. Now,
Who is he again? Say it again.
Davidson Deuce Tejera, which means God of War
Oh,
in
that's a
Brazil,
video
in
game.
Brazilian. That is.
God of War.
That's right. That goes on. That will be the co-main event, the 125-pound flyweight championship. Now, this is the fourth time these guys are fighting, which is interesting because that's the first time in UFC history that has happened, where you have four fights. So the first one happened; it was a majority draw. So Davidson Figueiredo retained his belt. The second time, Brandon Moreno took the win. He's a young Mexican fighter, one of the absolute fan favorites. Everybody loves him. Great personality. So he won that fight. The most recent one, Figueiredo won by a very controversial decision. So this will be number 4. They're 1-1-1. This will be the fourth fight. I'm taking Brandon Moreno. I believe he is they're both. I think Figueiredo is a minus 110 and Moreno is a minus 115. So it's interesting. They're right there. Coin toss.
You like Moreno?
I like Moreno, and here's why. Figueiredo is 35, so he's kind of getting towards the end of his career. But more importantly, he has gone through probably the most excruciating weight cut that anybody does. So when you see him on the scale, he looks like a true
So
shell
we talk
of
a lot.
himself.
We've been talking about the weight
So
and
if
all
they
that.
cut too much weight, does that affect them on the fight? Though?
Absolutely.
So wouldn't that be to his disadvantage?
Correct.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Moreno's disadvantage.
Figueiredo, he's the one who's cutting.
Figueiredo's the God of War.
Yes, and
Okay.
he's the one who's
Okay,
cutting.
So God of
But
War's
if
cut
we're
too much
going on
weight.
our handicapping process today, Ryder, truck, Colgate, toothpaste, video
We
game.
gave up some basketball picks
I
earlier.
think we're
Okay.
gonna have to
So-
go against you here because our handicapping process. If he saw Ryder truck, so he bet Ryder in basketball. I bought Colgate toothpaste, so I say bet Colgate. So if we're going on video game,
then you got to go God of War.
Then we gotta
got
go
a
God of
war.
Fair
So,
enough. I mean, it is a coin toss, and I think
See
makes
how it all
total
comes
sense.
together?
That makes total sense, and it's definitely a good way. Bet the farm. Bet the farm on
God of War.
on God of War based on the video game and your deductions on that.
yeah, terrible
I see the
handicapping.
moving
By
truck
the way.
coming in, Ryder moving truck. So
Yep.
I bet the Ryder basketball game.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
I
And
bought
Colgate.
Ship it.
Colgate. I bought Colgate toothpaste yesterday for the first time. How do you not bet Colgate?
Well,
All jokes aside, I do follow Ryder and Colgate.
I know he has to put that disclaimer in.
disclaimer.
Okay, do you play the
For a
video
sponsor.
game God of War?
No.
Nah.
Okay, so then we
That was one of those mythical type.
Doesn't seem like your
crazy
cup of
games.
tea.
No.
You seem
Not
more
like
like a Madden guy or
Yeah, I just
or
done the sports
NCAA guy.
games because this happened to me about 4 years in a row. I went on a 4-year path of buying Call of Duty. Oh, I'm going to kick some butt in Call of Duty right now. You
No.
know? And then I realized I'm finishing last in these free-for-alls every time
these kids are
for
so
3
good.
weeks in a row. I can't even get in the middle of the pack.
You
And
just
I'm like, screw it. I
you-
traded it
you
in.
spawn-
I quit buying it. Yeah.
you spawn and then they just
Fire.
immediately kill you.
Yeah.
These kids are so
Yeah.
ridiculously good at Call of Duty. I've just mailed it in. I
too.
burned my Xbox.
quit
threw it in
I
the
don't
trash.
play. I don't play video games.
I used to. I
because
don't
I don't
either.
have time.
Yeah.
Me neither. You know,
Well,
the older we get, blah, blah, blah.
and the difference is these kids are playing like 12 hours a day and now getting paid to do so.
Right.
So shout out to EA Gaming or esports. That's like the
As a
new.
parent, it's fantastic.
Well, and not only that, there's like scholarships that are going on.
Yeah.
I saw John Burroughs has got an entire facility for esports gaming.
Wow.
It's like
That's
they built a lab for
They're ahead of the
gaming.
game. Good for them.
Yeah. So
Wow.
not only are they sending their kids to Ivy League schools just based on education, but also on video games. So there
All
you
right,
go.
we got to get back to Moreno.
Moreno.
Sorry,
So
that was fun.
fun storyline on Figueiredo. The first time that he fought for the title, he missed weight. So he missed weight by 2.5 pounds. So he came in at 127.5, which means that the first time he fought for the belt, he did not receive the belt, despite the fact that he got the victory just
Because his weight
because
was messed
he
up.
missed weight.
That's a scam.
Yeah.
What was
So
he supposed to be?
125 flat.
2.5 pounds. That's a pretty big margin
Yeah.
in that world.
Well, the reality is there is one thing that's very taboo.
Could he still fight?
He still fought. Yep.
Okay.
But there's one thing that's very taboo in the mixed martial arts community and the fight game as a whole, and that is missing weight. It's one thing you can't do. It's just to show professionalism. So the fact that he missed weight on a championship bout and wasn't able to claim his belt, it just shows you how much the weight cut is taxing on him.
And that was Reno.
That was Figueiredo.
Oh, that was Figueiredo.
That was Figueiredo, the
So
Brazilian.
now he didn't get the belt because he missed weight.
Correct. He has the belt now.
Oh.
This was
What
a
up,
few
T?
fights back. This was a few fights back.
Okay. So ever since then,
Ever
he's
since
fought
then,
again and
he's-
won the belt.
He's made
He's
weight.
fought again and said, "Give me what was rightfully
Correct.
mine." I think.
Correct.
And he went out and got it.
Correct.
So we're going to bet against this guy.
We are going to bet against this guy.
Oh.
I like
Oh, wait,
Moreno in this.
Real quick, hey, we got
What
it.
do we got?
Maryville University has a massive esports facility, best League of Legends team in the U.S. Thank you, Matt, for that. Many of their players went pro. Wow, that's
What does that mean to go pro in gaming?
Sponsored probably.
yeah, probably
Just
sponsors make
sponsorships
money.
and-
Yeah, Matt, what does
You
it
can
mean
make
to go
money at it
pro?
somehow.
Yeah, Matt.
That's good information. What? This is crazy where colleges are going. It's a bull.
A bull. Riffy says it's a bull.
What does that mean, Riffy?
Don't know.
Help us out, Riffy. What do you mean it's a bull?
I'm not. What do you mean,
It's
Riff?
a bull.
All right,
The Bulls of Buffalo?
no.
University of Buffalo Bulls? The Chicago Bulls?
So,
I don't know.
starting out the fight
Thank you.
card. Yeah, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. I'm going to reel you in.
We still realize it. We got 40 minutes. All right,
So,
go ahead.
to kick off the card, we got Johnny Walker versus Paul Craig. Johnny Walker comes in at a minus 200. Paul Craig is what I would consider to be a solid journeyman. Very tall, long
Wait a
for the
second.
weight.
We're going with Marino. That's the way we got.
We're going with
Yeah.
Moreno.
All right, now
I'm
Moreno.
sorry. I wanted to jump right into the
We
storyline
yeah.
first.
covered that, Moreno.
Okay. I just wanna
So
be
now
clear.
I'm going to the beginning of the card. First fight on the main card.
A Brahma is a bull.
Brahma
Oh,
is a bull.
With the
Oh,
we
the
were-
San
before
Antonio
we were talking about
Brahmas.
before you got here, we were talking about the
The
XFL,
XFL.
and we wanted to know what a Brahma was
Yeah.
because
The
it's this.
Battlehawks are playing the San Antonio Brahmas.
Brahmas.
Brahma's a bull.
That makes sense. That
Okay,
makes sense.
now we're good.
They
Go
can't
ahead.
just
Got
call
it.
them the Bulls. They got to call them the Brahmas.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, we got that. clear.
Nevertheless, Johnny Walker and Paul Craig are going at it.
Johnny Walker, Paul Craig. I like Johnny Walker in this. He is the minus 200. I'm
Well,
going to give
I'm
you
going
my
with
picks.
Johnny Walker.
Yep.
Johnny Walker.
For obvious
Great
reasons.
drink.
Obvious
Yeah, Johnny
reasons.
Walker
Right?
is a great
Since
drink.
we're going this path today, kind of liking Johnny Walker.
He is
The
also
whiskey?
Oh, it's a Scotch.
Scotch.
Yeah. he's also a highlight machine. I mean, the guy is got insane knockout power. He's got some of the more fun or wild knockouts. I'm going to give you my actual picks, but I'm just giving you the lines right now.
Yeah.
We got Johnny Walker coming in at minus 200 versus journeyman Paul Craig. Solid fighter, long fighter, good on the ground, but I just think Walker's going to rush him, get that W, and I'm going to go to my
Hey,
picks.
I
in a
might
minute.
put this on mine. Minus 200. That can boost a lot of parlays.
Yep.
Minus 200.
Look at it.
I'm going to put it on a
But you
small
are
one.
the king that I ever met. You are the king of taking big negative numbers and putting them in parlays.
Yeah, I've been.
You
it's
are the
been
king. As
working
far
for
as
me.
long as I've known you,
Is that
you-
working for you?
Yeah, it's
Well,
been working for me.
you
Okay.
can make. You know, it's like in horse racing. I like to use this
Tickets to
analogy.
cash in here.
If you have a big favorite, like you don't think it can lose, 1-5, 2-5, you got to find a horse to run second to bring the value up to even money or 2-1
Okay.
on your wager. So it's kind of like the same thing, right? You need to find another team at a minus 200, another minus 200 to make that an even money proposition to have
Okay.
some value.
Got it.
So it's the same kind of thing in the gambling world. Is he's trying to find two teams he doesn't think can lose, so you bring that minus 200
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
an even money proposition.
Kent State
Absolutely.
and Ball State yesterday. Kent State's not losing this game, so I lay the 380 and
Okay.
put them with some other alternate stuff. Sienna and Mount St. Mary's.
Don't get
You
too
just
far off.
pair 'em
No worries.
together. But I'm going to throw Scotch Walker in there at minus
Scotch
200 on-
Walker.
Love it.
I'm going to throw
Scotch Walker.
Scotch Walker in there
Love it.
on some $10 or $15 one today for sure.
Next big fight we got Jessica Andrade
This
versus
is a big one, guys.
Lauren
Minus
Murphy.
450.
minus 450. Would not bet against her. In my opinion, Jessica Andrade is maybe the most violent female on the roster in
Oh,
the UFC. There's a reason she comes in at minus 450. Lauren Murphy can be dangerous on the ground, but again, I think Andrade is going to
She's got to
come
get
in.
Andrade on the ground.
She's going to rush.
Good luck with
Good
that,
luck.
Jessica.
No, she's going to rush her.
Or no, it's not. Who? Oh, Lauren. Good luck with that, Lauren.
Good luck, Lauren.
Yeah, good luck getting Jessica
I would
on the
not.
ground.
She's going to need some Scotch Walker.
Exactly.
She's gonna have to give Jessica some Scotch Walker to get her.
Pre and post fight.
That's funny.
So I think that's going to be an interesting fight, mostly because if anything, if all of the sharps are correct, Andrade is going to come in. She's going to rush her. I think stop her within the first 2 rounds. Personal opinion. Some people have it going the distance, but there's a reason she comes in at that minus 450 line. She's just the better fighter, and I think honestly, probably one of the top, if not the top, female fighter on the UFC roster.
Wow.
At the moment.
Okay.
Next up, we got Gilbert Burns, who is another Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert. He just came off of a fight with one of the top stars in the UFC, Khamzat Chimaev, who we've spoken about a little bit in the past. That was a close decision. It was the first time that Khamzat, frankly, even looked human or came out of the first round. So, fantastic opponent here with Gilbert Burns versus Neil Magny. Again, a journeyman. He's 6'3", fighting at welterweight. So, to be 6'3" and fighting at 170 pounds, that's pretty significant. He's got a huge reach.
I was going to say, what's his
Burns.
reach?
I think it's 80 inches.
Wow.
He's got an insane reach advantage.
And I was talking with somebody else about MMA fighting, because I'm trying to learn as much as I can, not only from you, but from some other people. And they say that people with the long reach over time, you should be betting those people with the longer reach. There's some truth to that? Just in general, a general betting strategy, if you were not really into the sport and you were looking like you went, hey, I want to bet a fight, looking at what a couple main things that you would look at, if just minor things or major things, I don't know, but the long reach seems to make sense.
For sure. The only devil's advocate that I would say to that is betting on grapplers over time has, to me, the best value over time, betting on the better grappler, because the reality is, doesn't matter how hard you can hit, doesn't matter how good your reach is if you're on your back.
What about leg kickers?
Leg kickers.
What do they call that? Is there something they call that?
I mean,
leg kicking.
There's some people that utilize it. I don't know that you would actually. There's a term for it, but it has absolutely been monopolized here in the last just couple years. Both the kind of the thigh kick and then that kick to the front of your calf. We've seen Conor McGregor debilitated based on. There's only so much damage you can take to your leg before it just stops functioning.
Oh,
and
gosh.
it's not something where you can recover between rounds. You know, you get clipped in the jaw and are a little bit woozy. You go to the chair. You have a minute to kind of recover, get your wind back, get your mind together. When it comes to your legs, there's just the reality of it doesn't recover over the course of a round or a time off. So it's just a huge advantage. And it's a way in which a lot of people have taken away the attacks of their opponents by chopping that wood.
So let's look at these two big favorites.
Yep.
460 and 450.
Oh, we haven't. Are we at where Gilbert Burns?
Gilbert Burns. So we're taking Gilbert Burns, but I'm going to explain when and where, how we're going to take Gilbert Burns.
We'll get to that.
We already talked about Figueiredo and Moreno, and then lastly we have Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. Teixeira comes in at a plus 120. He is the current champion. This is at light heavyweight, so 205.
Yep.
Jamal Hill at the minus 140. Again, Jamal is a KO machine. Glover Teixeira, one of the probably best long-term standouts throughout UFC. Take a guess how old Glover Teixeira is. Take a guess.
How old he is?
Take a guess.
Oh, you're going to make me guess. I'm going to say
33?
48.
43.
Oh, 43.
43.
I mean, I knew it had to be high.
So to be 43 and to be the
Glover
current
Teixeira?
current
heard of him,
champion of the world.
He was on,
at
speaking
43.
of video games, he was on one of those video games.
Was he?
Fight Night or Fight UFC. Something.
Yeah.
I was never very good at those.
I do love
Sounds like he's been
UFC.
around a while.
He's been around the
Yeah,
block.
he was on those games back.
Taken a lot of damage throughout the years. He is a true battle-tested veteran. He's savvy. He knows what he's doing.
He's the current champion?
He's the current champion. He's
How long
fighting
has
in
he held
front
that
of.
championship?
And he's a dog.
He's
a champion and he's a dog.
Yep.
I like that. He's a dog.
We need more dogs.
Dog.
Yeah.
We need more
He's got
dogs.
he does have
Dog.
that dog in him as well. I mean, he's a bad dude.
So if you're gonna, let's look at this for a second. Gilbert Burns and Jessica are big favorites today.
Yes.
Big favorites.
Well, he's gonna tell us how to bet it.
I know, but I'm just looking at it thinking. You pair these two big favorites together.
Yep.
How do you feel about both of them?
I think both of them are locks, personally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason they're minus 450. I get it. All right, so let's pair them together. That's going to bring it down to minus 200.
Okay. I mean, I think good, solid value there.
And then if we throw in, how you feeling about Glover and Jamel Hill?
I like Jamal Hill in this.
Well, I want to
think
hear.
gonna
He's
catch
got some special ways to bet this, so I want to hear what he's got
Well,
to say.
let's throw in Jamel Hill real quick here. Minus 120.
Oh, he's
or
doing
40.
his
He's
special.
doing. I love it.
He's
I love
got
it.
his bet
Minus 140.
calculator.
Let's see if
I
we
like
can
it.
bring this down from minus 200.
Okay.
With these two big favorites.
Got Scotch
We need
Walker.
one thing to bring this down.
Scotch Walker.
Nah, we're going to lay away from old Scotchy here.
He's been
Who
on
did
the
you,
beach.
who
I
did you
think-
like there?
Who would you like? But let me ask you
Yeah,
this,
who
Micah.
did you like there?
Let me ask you this. Would you rather put, we're going to pair something with these two big favorites.
Okay.
Would you rather lay Scotch Walker with them or Jamel Hill?
Jamal Hill.
Okay, that's
wow,
what I thought.
and this
I
is a
would take
bigger
Jamal Hill.
number,
That's what I
right?
thought.
I like
Yep.
So
that.
we're going to move the minus 200, and we're going to move it to, now we're talking, boys.
Plus
Plus
we're talking.
155.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So
Now-
100 will get you 155 profit.
And I know you love it. My issue, one
It's
of
just
the
Jamel.
things,
Come on, Jamel. Come through for us.
I think you will. Now, I will say, people are saying that this is Teixeira's probably his last fight, potentially, because he could, if he takes the win in front of his home country of Brazil, just kind of a beautiful send-off right into the sunset as champion.
Most of these fighters at the end of their career, they don't walk off into the sunset.
Correct. And
They
most
limp off into the dressing room and
That
they
is
realize
correct.
it's over.
that is correct because they've been fed to a young shark.
Exactly. Even boxers back in the day.
That's
You
right.
look at those sad Muhammad Ali's and who was the other guy in the Larry Holmes or something.
Yeah.
There's one where Larry Holmes fought
it's
some young guy
hard-
and the young
hard to
guy
watch.
beat the heck out of
Yeah.
him. And,
Well,
you know,
and that's just the nature of
you
UFC.
look at it, you realize, oh, this is over for that guy.
It's unfortunate, and
For the
it
Hall
is
of
hard to
Famer.
watch.
He's going to have to walk into the Hall of Fame now.
It is hard to watch because unfortunately it
All
is
right,
a
Jamel
sport
Hill.
where you feed the old to the young quite
We're
often.
sold.
So
Doesn't
that's
make me
what I
feel
like.
very good.
What? What doesn't make
Well,
you
the
feel
good
good?
news is you're not
Well,
stepping
they-
into a cage
Well,
with
that's true.
with an
The
epic
old to
elder
the
or
young.
another
I'm
animal.
the senior here by a lot.
Well,
But you're
we're
also
not
not getting
fighting.
in a fist fight with
Yeah.
anyone.
No, nobody.
But
yeah.
you're down 20 pounds, so you're like close to your fighting weight. You know,
I'm feeling good.
we could.
I'm almost
cutting
at my
weight.
weight
He's
20
cutting.
years ago when I got married.
You look sharp.
I got
now.
another 8 more pounds to go, and I'm at my marriage weight.
I love to see it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? I mean,
So I'm drinking soda today for the caffeine, but that's the first soda I've had in a long
by
time.
the way.
But I cut out sweet tea, soda, and bread,
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the basic.
and it works. It's falling
I
right
don't
off.
know. I could cut
Absolutely.
those things.
And
out,
I'm
though.
eating better.
It's the nature of the.
I'm eating a lot of fish and
Right.
rice,
No way.
chicken and rice. No fried foods, very little. I've only had fried foods twice in the last 2 months.
When did this start?
What
month
started?
ago?
No, a couple months ago.
Well,
Concerted effort or just
Oh
kind of?
yeah, my blood pressure was 170 over like 150,
Okay.
and it was a couple days in a row, and I wasn't feeling good, and I'm like, something's got to change.
Yep.
I don't want to have a stroke,
Good for you.
you know. And now I got my blood pressure under control. I'm feeling great. I feel fantastic.
looking
Good
good,
deal.
feeling good.
Yeah.
You look
I'm back.
like
I can fit into this, which I've had for years, and I wasn't able to fit in it 2 months
All
ago.
right. So 2 months from now, you're ready to go 5 rounds with Jamal Hill or one of these guys.
I wouldn't go 3 seconds.
That is an interesting. It's always we always have this conversation. I'm going to have the boys over tonight to watch the fights as we always do, and it's always that how much would it take for you to get in the octagon with one of these killers?
0.
I don't know that there is an
David
amount,
may be looking good, feeling good, but you know.
or how long.
Definitely looking
Hey,
good for
look,
51.
when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you bet good. When you bet good, they pay good.
That's right.
Yeah,
You look.
absolutely.
You look good.
Yeah.
You play good. You
You
play
bet
good.
good, and you
They
when you
pay
bet
good.
good, it
That's
pays
right.
really
That's
good.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So let's get into
How
a
we're gonna
couple of
bet
my
this.
picks. So
I like that. I like that throwing
Okay.
Jamel in there with the big favorites. I'm sold.
So
You could make it
Stick
a
it in.
four-teamer though. You
Stick
could,
in the money, get out
what
the
does it
ticket,
take it
let's
if you
go.
add? Hold on, go back for a second.
He's
Yeah.
trying to mess up our world.
No, I'm just
Ooh.
saying if you add in
yeah, what if you added
Zach,
exactly
Scotch
you're in
Walker.
trouble.
Add in Scotch Walker.
You want to add minus 200 in here?
Yeah. Or what's Brand? Wait, you don't have a line here on the.
Oh,
Honestly,
sorry, that's a
if you put
minus-
something with it, let's
What about Brandon Marino? What's he
Put the
at?
He's a
brakes
minus
on.
115.
put
Okay,
the brakes on the fight world.
let's
Let's
do-
add some football
No,
with
but
it,
let's.
David.
Oh, just hold on. Let's see if we do all five. What's a five-teamer pay on his picks?
All right, let's
Money
check.
line.
So minus 200,
Minus 200, minus 450,
minus 460. What's the fifth?
minus 115 for him, and then minus 140.
He's got. Yeah, he's got. Okay, what are we looking at?
6.1 to 1. 6
All
to
right,
1.
so every 100 gets you
615.
615 profit.
Every $10 gets you 61.
That's worth a $10 bet.
Yeah, if you want to. If you want to.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that parlay at all. The only issue with
I'm done.
We could do a round robin, though. You could do the three first, right? And you add in takeaway.
how does a round robin work?
So that's a good question. So it's a variation of, let's say you got 5 plays in here. It's a variation of, it depends on if you do it times 2, times 3, times 4, or what if you do. But let's say you just, how it works is you're going to go, you got 5 plays here, let's say.
Yep.
You're going to go, these 2 is a 2-teamer. 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 You know, this,
Okay.
it's a combination of all your bets.
Okay.
The reason you got to risk a lot more
Yep.
because you're making a lot more bets.
Now, does it hit? You have to.
But
You have
it's
to hit all of
it's a
them.
combination of 2 and 3-teamers within your 5 picks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
If you hit them all, you're going to be looking really good.
Got it.
But because
But
it's a
if you
combination
miss,
of all
it
these,
doesn't.
because you're risking more.
Okay.
You can't risk $10.
Okay.
You're gonna if you're making 5 bets, you're gonna risk 10 times 550.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So
Good
it's a
insight.
combination of all your bets, but the reason the way it can hurt is if you get swept, because you're making 5 and 6 times your bets.
Yeah, but on a 5-team
I
parlay,
understand.
you lose one.
Yeah.
You're out.
Well, that's the issue. That's always my issue with doing a parlay with the fight game, just because it's so
Right.
volatile. Because
Yeah.
one
That's
split
why
second.
I like the 2 big favorites.
Yep.
Put it with one
No,
you
I like
the most.
I like yours. I like
I
yours
know,
better. I was just
3-teamer,
curious what it paid. That's
and
all.
then maybe add some crazy football in with
But
it.
I'm not
like
betting $10 to win 15. I'm not doing it. I think this is something I would bet 50 or 100 on.
100, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
if you're going to do the $10 one and build it, then we're going to put some football with it.
This is where it gets sick.
Oh
No,
boy.
not really.
Yeah, let's hit an 18-team parlay,
Well,
which was hit, by the way.
what would
if
you?
missed
Let me
the
ask
show.
you. What would you rather do? Jacksonville plus 17, or one of these other 2 fight people? You'd rather take Jacksonville plus 17.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I
let's
agree with
throw
that.
in Jacksonville plus 17 if you're going to throw something with it. Let's throw in the over 42 or 43 on
He's unhinged
Jacksonville.
today. He's on one today. I
Yeah,
love it.
He's
I
always
love it.
unhinged.
I love it.
Jacksonville over 44 or something.
He's great.
Yep.
Yeah, throw it
Beauty.
in there, and then let's go to Towson. Let's go to Towson and Elon. Let's take Towson money line today. Throw it in there. Minus 6 of 500.
You should
But
be write
Towson ain't
this
losing
down.
to
I'm going to
Elon.
bet it.
Towson ain't losing to Elon.
Write all this down. I'm going to bet a $10
Yeah, put it in
zillion
there.
dollar parlay. Why not?
It's not a zillion. We're doing money lines.
So before you came on, we do have someone we've been talking about. The young man had a $37 bet, hit an 18-team
I
parlay.
can't hear you. What's that?
$37 bet, 18-team parlay.
Yeah,
Got hit.
yeah. The guy who won 20,000.
Yeah,
I
he
heard
cashed
about
out for
this.
18,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But he would have if he would let it ride. It would have
He
cashed
would
out
end up
40.
winning the 40, but you got $40 at risk and you can get 18,000.
I'm doing that all day.
Yeah,
every
more than
day.
likely. Yeah, the last leg was Bengals money line. though.
Once again, it
Bengals
comes down
money
to
line.
what's your financial situation.
Exactly.
What does 18 grand do for you?
Yep.
If it doesn't affect your life, why not
Yep.
let it ride?
So, have you guys ever had a predicament where you're in the money and you got to make that choice? Do I continue
Yeah.
to press
Hold on a
or
second.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I just thought of this. His last leg was Bengals money line.
Yes.
Why would he not hedge it with the Ravens plus 8?
Why not just press the cash out button before the game?
You can hit both if you hedge it.
Yes, I agree with that, and I did.
He
mention
would
it.
have hit both.
Yes, he would have hit both.
He hit Ravens plus 8.
He could have bet 6,000-7,000 on Ravens plus 8 and would have hit both. Yes, that's what I would have done.
That's what I would have done too.
Yeah, I would
Or
not.
Ravens money line.
I wouldn't have touched that because then you could just cash out.
Right. Well,
If you're gonna bet,
hold on. What were the odds on Ravens money line? Plus 240.
yeah. So that was the thought. But if
6,000
I'm
to
going
win
to hedge,
17.
if
or
I'm going
50?
to hedge, I'm going to go for it all. I'm going to scoop.
Okay, let's see what the chat thinks, guys. So
All right, well, we
you've
still
got
got to
the-
get his bets.
I know. Let's see what the chat thinks of this. Don't let us know why Mike is getting it. So you've got the last leg of a parlay here. $40 to win 40,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say $40 to win 40,000. The last leg is Bengals money line. Would you cash out 20,000, 18?
No, that was during the game he cashed
I'm
out.
saying,
No, the cash out before the game was 30.
ooh,
Ooh,
I'm
I
taking the
didn't know
30.
that changes. Yeah,
I'm taking the
Yeah,
30.
I might take yeah. So would you take the 30K cash out?
Yes, done.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm asking the chat here. Let us know what you think, guys. 30K cash out. Would you take Ravens plus 8, or would you take Ravens money line at probably plus 230 to 240?
If I'm going to do
Those are the
anything,
three options.
I'm
I
taking
think.
the plus
What
8.
would you do?
I'm taking 6, 7, 8,000 on plus 8 to hit both. Maybe even 10.
Yeah,
Maybe even 10.
yeah.
Because if you're willing to take the 18 and you lose the 10,
Worst
And
case,
they
you
both-
win 10,000,
20.
right?
you win 20.
Worst case, you win whatever you risk on the hedge.
Yeah, so
if the Bengals
if
lose.
the Bengals just win,
lose by 9,
if the Bengals just win, you win 30,000, right?
but you lose your hedge.
You lose your edge. But if you hit both, you're going to win 50,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing the plus 8. Yep.
I'm doing the
I
plus
love
8.
the 8 points.
You got a shot at 50K.
Yep.
And you're free rolling at 30.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
So tell us what you think, guys. But
Yeah.
in the meantime,
Yeah.
what kind
Hedge
of bet are
Ravens
we-
with 8. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah,
I agree.
I like
with
that.
8.
I like that.
I
hedge.
agree. Big number, though. You got to be willing to. Here's the other thing is, do you have the funds to do
Yeah.
that?
Go get
Yeah,
them.
that's the question.
Go get them.
No. I agree. I guarantee you, if I'm broke within a half an hour and I have that ticket in hand, I'm finding the money.
Yeah.
I'm finding the money.
I'll find the money.
I'll find the money. Right? Yeah. I'll give you a little 10%
Exactly.
squeezy
Yeah.
for
I'll
just
give you
for a 3-hour loan.
exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you get a sweat with me.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. So you find the money.
So what is more devastating, the cashing out early, or the possibility of taking the loss when you had something already?
Oh,
in
no.
hand?
The loss. The loss. I'm taking the 18. I had no problems taking 18.
That's
they're
always
probably
my
40 to
opinion.
18,000.
18,000 is a nice day.
But-
Congratulations.
But
Thanks.
if you
Thanks for
win and
betting.
you knew that it could have been 40, is that going to keep you up at
No,
night?
no, it's not going to keep me
No.
up. either.
Okay.
Now, here's the difference. If we're talking,
If we're talking
mil-
500 or 1,000,
we're talking $1 million.
but we're talking 18.
Wait, we're talking $1 million, and I only cashed out for 100,000. One's never working again
Yeah.
or close to it at my age, and one is I still got to show up at work.
That might keep you up at night. That might keep you up at night.
Uh,
So let me give you guys some value. All right.
Yeah, let's get to
Because
see
we
how
talked
we're
about our
building
lines
this-
here,
Yeah.
but let me
this,
give you some
fight
value.
play.
So what I like here is, like I said, Gilbert Burns, big favorite at the minus 460. But for him to win by KO, TKO, or submission is a plus 100. So basically, for him to get a stoppage, it goes from minus 460 to plus 100 in
All right.
DraftKings.
So
What are we
how
doing?
could he win?
So for him,
How could he? What's the
Johnny,
minus 460?
Scotch
How do
Walker.
you move it to plus 100?
by a TKO, a KO, or submission
How else can he win?
decision.
Oh, so if
So
it goes
it's-
to decision,
yes.
you lose.
Correct.
All right, so we got.
So that's a
Is
3-round
it- Can
fight.
you send that to me?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so I don't have to write it down. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Next one we got Andrade by KO, TKO, or submission.
Andrade is who?
She is the one
She
who
is,
is
okay,
that
yeah.
big favorite as well, the
Okay,
minus
so how do we-
450.
how do
So
we
it goes
take that
from
to a
minus
better?
450. If you take her by finish, it's a plus 120. So
What's
if she
finish?
finishes the fight, KO, TKO, or submission. So if the fight doesn't go the distance,
And what is that? Plus what?
plus 120.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So it goes from.
Do you like that?
I do. That's
Okay.
what I'm going with.
All right.
Now, same thing. Johnny Walker.
So you can parlay these plus numbers too.
Right. That's
John.
what I. That's to
where
me.
I'm
I'm trying to
talking
give you value. here.
Yeah, but you lose if it goes to decision. If it
Correct.
goes to decision,
Correct.
Gilbert
But
ain't losing
if you're
in
that,
decision.
here's my
Correct.
theory on that. If you're that big of a favorite, and you're that dominant, this is more likely
Correct.
to happen.
Well,
Going the distance is probably unlikely if you're that dominant of a fighter.
I
That's my
would
theory.
say yes, it's a good theory. The only issue with that is that it's a 3-round fight. So, but a lot of times in these 3-round fights, you do find that they come out a lot faster, a lot quicker because they know they don't have to pace themselves. They're just going to come out balls to the wall, come out swinging. So you can take that minus 460 and turn it into a plus 120 or a plus 100 for Gilbert Burns and Enraj. That's where I think the value is. You just got to hope they get that stop. So whether it's KO, TKO, or they submit them.
Okay.
That's what I like. I think that's the best value. I also want to take Johnny Walker.
Scotch Walker.
So he is traditionally a very fast starter. Really, really good in first round. So Johnny Walker by round 1 is a plus 100. So he goes from a minus 200 to a plus 100. He's gotten a lot of first round stoppages. It could be a fun one.
Yeah,
It could be a fun
if you're
one.
trying to not lay the juice,
I
then
just,
you can get it up to the plus 100, plus 1, whatever.
if you've seen Johnny Walker fight, he comes out like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a couple of highlights, but essentially he's known for coming out with a crazy flying knee or a running jump kick, flying punches
Before
right
can
off
you
the
send
belt.
this to John because John has got to get
For sure.
our action in.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's gonna leave us.
He's got some
It's gonna be
11
you and I.
a.m. basketball guys.
Yeah, he's got to
we
get.
got
That's why I just
Charleston,
gave him. I just gave him some money to put in some tickets for me because
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out. I'm gonna go home and I have to take a nap after the show because we get up so early to do this,
Yeah.
and I sleep so. That nap is so good knowing I have
I
action.
can't sleep during the day, David.
I have to.
I can't.
I have to.
What's your
I
email?
can't.
But I
What's your
sleep.
email?
Clemson Boyd.
I sleep. That nap
You know,
is
like,
so great. That nap is so great.
I can't sleep during the day. I'm wired. I got too much action going on, David. There's
I sleep better
140
knowing I have
basketball
action.
games.
I just wake up, check the
I gotta watch.
I got 18 texts
I
from
gotta
you
see
telling
what's
us
going on with these,
what's
man.
happening. I love your texts. Let me know what's going on. with
Tune
our
into
tickets.
ESPN Plus. You can watch all the Towson and the Charleston games.
We'll go get in action.
The Ryder Moving Truck Company.
Go get in action.
Oh, another good one today.
Go get
David, another good one today. Campbell, the soup company.
How does it
Campbell
miss-
Camels.
We got Campbell soup. Wait, we got
I
Campbell
like
soup.
Campbell.
We got Johnny Walker. We've got Colgate, and we got Ryder. That is your 4-teamer of the day. Oh wait, and what's the gamer guy? But you don't like him, so we're gonna leave him out.
The God of War.
God of War. You don't like him.
Deuce
You don't
Star.
like him. Leave him out.
The
I don't
Fighting
like him.
Camels.
Yeah, the Campbell. Wait, we got
Fighting
Campbell
Camels.
soup.
Yeah.
Ryder, Colgate, and what was the other one? Ryder, Colgate, Campbell soup, and Scotch
God of War.
Scotch Walker.
Scotch Walker.
That's our 4
That's
teamer.
ridiculous.
That is the winning ticket. 4-teamer of the day, handicapped by absolutely no reasoning at all. If that ticket comes
That's
in,
Fundamentals,
going
baby.
if that ticket comes in, I want a
I've
$10.
been,
Wait,
I've been riding
Do you
the
hear me?
Camels unders.
Listen. I want a $10 4-teamer on what we just said. Ryder, Colgate, all money lines. Yes, I want you to do that. for me.
Ryder don't play today. He played yesterday.
Oh, well,
But the Campbell, the Chucky Soup Company.
well, then give me a
I've been
3-teamer.
riding the Chucky Soup Camels.
Give me a 3-teamer.
The Chucky Soup Camels.
Give me Johnny Walker. We only have 10
I
minutes.
got
left.
it. I
We
got
got to
it.
get. All
I
right,
know what I got to
so
get.
he sent you
But
this.
Campbell, I got it. Campbell unders. The Fighting Donovan McNabb and his mom. You remember the old Chucky Soup commercials with Donovan McNabb and his mom?
Oh my, yes,
Yes.
I do. I
Yes.
do. That was
Yeah.
those were some
That was
legendary.
circa 2005. Every bit
That's
of it.
good stuff.
I
The
do.
Campbell
That's
Chucky
Like,
Soups.
what is Donovan McNabb's mom doing in the locker room before the game? Remember that?
That
Like
was
it,
weird.
you never thought it would take
wasn't
45 minutes to go over 5.
No.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but the Chucky Soup unders. The Campbell
You hear
unders.
that, everyone? John is going to bet Campbell's Chunky Soup unders because of Donovan McNabb's mother.
I'm gonna throw you one other good value.
Yeah.
We got Moreno is the minus 115 versus Figueiredo, who is the minus 105. He's a wild man. He's a wild man.
Oh, look at all, he's got a stack of tickets.
is-
Like,
I gotta get a picture of this. Hold on.
wait,
Look at this.
ah,
How do you spell degen? There you go.
I love it.
I love it.
oh, that's fantastic.
That's good content right there. So
He's taking his tickets like they were gonna go anywhere, like we're gonna take them.
yeah, he wasn't parting with those. You see
Well,
how
one of them is a winner, a nice
Okay.
winner.
good.
See, that's all you need when you have all those tickets.
That's right.
One
you
is
just need
good.
that one hitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to hit everything, but
Yeah.
you're never gonna hit all those multi-team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna happen.
Part of the reason why I'm the more I learn about the betting side of things, the more it changes the way in which I will bet on the UFC specifically. So let's go back to the Brandon Moreno. He comes in at the -115, but it's the coin toss with Figueiredo. They're 1-1-1, but it's a 5-round fight, title fight. So Moreno by KO or TKO is plus
See,
600.
that's a big number. You've hit a couple big numbers on this show.
So I think I'm a big believer in going after the value,
Okay.
going after those
That's your
plus
value.
600. That's to me a great value. It is going
And that's
to be
in any round.
any round. It's going to be a
Okay.
knockdown, drag out war.
Could be
But
10 seconds left as long
could
as
be
it-
10 seconds left, but I just think he's going to go in there. He's already stopped Figueiredo in the past. So the second time they fought, he stopped him. Again, watching throughout this week and following along with the fighters and the fight camps and seeing how much of a toll that this weight cut takes on Figueiredo, there's something to be said for when you lose 20, 30 pounds the week prior to a fight. It just affects how much damage you're able to take, especially as those rounds go on, and you just get more and more zapped because there's only so much you can recover in that 24 hours between your weigh-in and the fight. So there's a reality where I think that Figueiredo being towards the end of his career at 35, he's already kind of accomplished everything. There's a lot of talk of him going up to 135. I'm taking Moreno because I love that plus 600.
Yeah,
for
that's a
KO.
big number.
Yep.
Especially you could parlay it too.
Yep.
You know what? I mean, you could really hit a nice score here
Yep.
with a 3-teamer that we're talking here, and that's worth $5 or $10
Yep.
for a sweat.
That's and to be frank, I think that line is
Walker in round one, really.
Walker round one is throw 5 or 10 on it for fun because he's a fun fighter and because he always comes out guns blazing. He's got a number of first round KOs, including some insane highlight reels. He's the guy who's jumping off the cage, throwing flying knees, doing some wild stuff. So I threw in that plus 200 for a first round by Walker because he's a lot of fun and it throw a little bit on there.
Okay,
But if
what
I
do-
were to place my money, I'm going Moreno by KO or TKO at that plus 600.
Okay, we got one more, and then there's something else I want to ask you before we get out of here today.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Were you waiting on me? I'm
the
sorry.
Burns, yeah. The
Oh,
Burns,
sorry.
Burns
Yeah,
by
so
su- yeah.
Burns by submission. Again, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert. He's, I think, one of the best, not one of, possibly the best in the division on the ground. He's very, very dangerous, very technical. He's going to take down our journeyman, Neil Magny. He's already coming in at the minus 460, but I think he's going to take him down, get to his back, get that submission at plus 210. So
What
you go
time
from
is
that
this? What time is this fight?
9 o'clock. Main
Eight.
card kicks off at 9.
8.
Always.
Is it always that late?
Yes. So
So you got plenty of time to get that wager in.
that's right.
Come down to this beautiful
That's right.
facility at DraftKings Casino
Yeah.
Queen.
Prelims
some
kick
money
off at 7, and then main card starts at 9.
How do you feel about us turning you into a gambler?
I'm loving it. I mean, everybody needs a hobby, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I call what we do a hobby, but that's putting it kindly. Before we get out of here, we got about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I know you keep in touch with our man, Evan Elder.
Absolutely.
He's got 4 weeks from today.
That's correct.
4 weeks from today, he's got his second fight in the UFC.
That's correct.
He is 7-1.
Yep.
He is a professional fighter.
Mm-hmm.
His only losses in the UFC. Look, we're all going to be rooting for him.
Of course.
I mean, he is one of the most likable human beings I've ever met in my life, and I've met a lot of people. Such a nice man, So let's talk about his fight a little bit. And have you kept in contact? How's his training going? Do you know any of what's going on?
Training is going phenomenal from everything I've seen and heard. We've caught up. We caught up when he was in town for coffee, and then just kind of occasional texts here and there, and just, hey, how's it going? Tried to get him on the show, but I think for Evan, his key is going to be how do you manage with the grappling of his upcoming opponent, and the name escapes me. Russian guy,
It's
absolute,
okay.
absolute dangerous. When you get to the UFC,
Who's going to be favored?
I think the other guy will be a favorite, especially because he's coming off of a loss. But I do, in talking with him
I
and
wonder what
talking.
kind of price we're going to get on Evan, because I'm going to bet him.
Oh yeah,
I have to bet
I'll
him.
bet him. I'll bet
right?
him big. I don't
I mean,
bet
I
big
could watch it
often,
without, but it's a little
but-
fun with having a
I'll
$20 bill on Evan.
100%.
Right?
I would go. I would put 100 on him. Just,
Wow, here we
and that's
go.
something
Go
that
from
I
no
don't
betting
do.
to 100.
That's something I don't typically do.
Yeah, I
but
like it.
but I do. I
Is
have.
that from okay? We talk about this too. Is it from the heart or from
That's-
a handicapping aspect? This is a heart bet.
It's a hard bet.
It's a heart bet.
I got to be
Barry.
honest with the
Yeah,
audience.
you
I
have
can't
be
lie
honest.
to you guys.
Yeah, I
Now-
want to know.
There are times where I will bet big because I think it's the right bet. But in this situation, my heart will be in the octagon there with Evan, as will all of ours here at the Winning Ticket. I mean, I think if he comes in and does what he's capable of doing, the last fight I believe was a little bit of a fluke. His first fight in the UFC, nerves got to him a little bit. He talked about his
That's what he
adrenaline
said,
dump
yeah.
when he was here on the show. So I think he's going to be more mentally prepared. Again, the last time he was fighting up a weight class as well,
Yep.
on short notice.
Let's take that into consideration.
Correct.
Right.
So-
Short notice, higher weight class. Right. What's that? Huh? I like the Giants under. No, under in the Giants game. Let's just say that. Yeah, Jacksonville +9. Like it. Good luck.
So we're obviously going to be pulling hard for our boy Evan. I mean, I think he's
for
got
sure.
a really bright career ahead of him, and outside of that,
You know where I'm
That
going to
one
be?
loss.
I'm going
Where
to
you
be
gonna
in Hot Springs in the sports book at Oaklawn Racetrack. That's my weekend away. John will be running the show that weekend, and maybe you can come on with John and talk about fight night
happy to.
that
Yeah,
night.
happy to.
And
That's
you get
the
date
28th,
4 weeks
right?
from today.
28th. Let me
So
make sure I get
that
it on
would
my
be
calendar.
great
Yeah,
if you could come on with John and talk about
the
fighting.
Evan fight.
I'm
Yeah,
going to be.
I'll come with some good
I'm
homework
actually going
too.
to get to watch it. Normally, I don't get the chance to watch it that late, but I'm going to be in the sports book at Hot Springs at Oaklawn Racetrack, their sports book, and I can't wait to
That's-
watch Evan fight.
That's 25th, correct?
No, it's the 18th.
18th. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he said the
You're right.
February 18th,
You're right.
right?
18th.
So
Thank
that's
you.
4 weeks from today.
Yep.
How exciting! How much time
That's-
flies,
I
right?
know. I
Time
know.
absolutely
And
flies.
the crazy thing is, in the fight game, it's so interesting because you have so few opportunities, right? That's what makes it so life or death. Not only the possibility of
Yeah.
getting your head kicked in, but really the fact that most fighters fight tops 3 times a year. So you have to show up and perform.
Really, that's it.
Most
Well, they
of
have
them.
to recoup,
Well,
right?
yeah. So
Injury, right?
if you think about
Do you think the fighters fight hurt a lot?
almost always,
They're not
I would
totally
say.
repaired from their previous fight, or it's a lingering injury.
Most guys will go into a 12-week camp, which, again, everyone will say, Evan himself will say, it's worse than the fight. The camp itself is grueling. It's Navy SEALs on steroids. I mean, it's like what these guys put themselves through, not just the weight management, but the discipline and the fact that you're in the gym every day with killers that working on your stuff. Most fighters, I would say, come into a fight with some sort of compromise, whether it be an ache, a pain, twisted ankle, shoulder issues. But the amount of damage, and that's a big part of the fight game as well, is being able to hide and cover up the fact that you are compromised, whether it's as a result of your opponent hitting you or you come into the fight already with some sort of issue. It happens all the time.
All right, Micah, listen, I love you coming down here, talking about it, giving us some gambling advice. As soon as we're done here in 1 minute, as soon as we say goodbye, we're going to be in there making our wagers for
All
tonight.
right.
Good luck to everyone. We're going to say goodbye for the week. For Clemson John, Micah Mills, Russell Sides, thank you so much for helping us get rolling every single week. My name's David Sharp. Until next week, thanks for watching.
Thank you.